D-Bird just mentioned to me this idea of going out to a mansion in Texas and recording an album, and that's kind of right up my alley.
People who've never met before in real life, putting them in a house and saying you have this much time to create an album.
Okay, it is a real place, yes.
Hell yeah.
White Collar Rhymes is exactly what it says. It's just, you know, people who work jobs and rap.
Online collaboration's great and stuff, but like the actual like feeling of being like in the moment and like creating like, yes, we got this, like let's go. And it's a feeling like nothing I've ever experienced.
White Collar bringing heat, we ain't even hit the peak.
It feels like we've known each other for years.
I've seen D-Bird on camera. I've seen his stupid little dab, and I hate it. I've seen Cody Nash, you know, jittery and amped up when he's excited about, you know, conspiracy theory he wants to talk about. I would have been more surprised if somebody behaved differently than what I've already come to know.
It's crazy to see you and you and you.
Soul of a golden god, by my team, imagine the rapping and then wrote it off. No fraud, an MC and a sex beast. Trying to find a balance, truly XL when I spread cheeks. Yeah, I'm what the internet needs, but what the streets hate. It's my birthday, come blow the candle out on this beefcake. Stop lying, tell the truth. I am legend, this is the bar you measure to.
We didn't think this was real.
Maybe we should all just link up and do some music together.
How serious are we about putting together an album and then having it filmed?
To be honest with you, I have no idea what the last mixtape is.
This is the last mixtape. This documentary is the last.
Oh, is that what this is?
That's what it's called.
Yummy, yummy, yum.
Good morning.
Good morning. We here.
Or as Jacob says, elevated awakenings.
Kangs and quangs. I like that.
You do?
I do. It reminds me of Krang, the brain from Dimension X, who really caused some issues for those Ninja Turtles.
You know, I've been watching a lot of old cartoons a lot lately over the last year and some change, trying to shift my son's mind away from the brain rot that is on YouTube. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was one of the first shows that we revisited, and I found it very odd that Shredder, with all of his ninja prowess, his foot soldiers, Bebop and Rocksteady, took marching orders from a little tiny brain that had basically no skeleton to fight back until you put him into one.
Well, yes. I mean, he got put into a larger body that could fuck people up, but also it's kind of like what I imagine. I watched a lot of Breaking Bad. What I imagine the cartel's like, because like maybe you're older, maybe you're frail, maybe you're not gonna like fight this guy with a knife, but at the same time, if he gets you, it's like, oh, well, I have this whole dimensionary army and like future tanks that are gonna fuck you up.
But if he dies, how's Dimension X gonna know? Just step on the little brain.
I mean, that was always the problem, is they were trying to open the portal to get his army over here, but he just didn't have an army.
But the Shredder was helping him open the portal. He's like, I don't know. It seemed weird to me.
Are you saying there's a plot hole in this 90s children's show?
I'm saying there's a glaring plot hole that Shredder felt like he needed to listen to Krang in order to beat 4 turtles, which in one episode I watched him kick all of their asses. Like, he literally knocked out all the turtles, kidnapped Michelangelo, and like, you've got the power, you've got the skill, Shredder. Why are you listening to this brain? Why?
I mean, realistically, Shredder with his knives probably could have tore some turtles up.
There needs to be a rated R version of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles where somebody actually physically dies.
I heard there was gonna be. I heard there was like a turtle's on the way that it was like, all right, this turtle's gonna murder, like flesh, arms flying everywhere. One can only hope.
I think that's the problem with us growing up, is like now we're like, hey, remember those things that happened when we were kids? Let's make a realistic version of them, because we get it now. People don't just like beat each other up and say, "Oh, I'm not gonna kill you because I'm Batman. I have morals." Haha, Joker. You get to just go to jail,
right?
and do
Which
some
you're just gonna
violence.
escape, and then I'll have to catch you again and again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we've realized after all of the world events, I should say, in our lifetimes, that things aren't just like kosher and move on into the circle of life.
People do seem to hold grudges when you kidnap the family or
Knock
kill one
down
of the
their
members.
towers.
Yeah. Never forget the day the Turtles towers were knocked down.
They had a fucking blimp too. Like, how are you gonna be like, oh, don't let people know that you exist, and you're flying in a blimp that says Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on it?
I'm convinced the turtles were the first thing to implant in our little baby brains. Like, you put on any costume and you can just walk around freely. No one will notice.
The trench coat and the hat.
The trench coat and the hat. Like, oh yeah, you're not a 6-foot monster.
Also the fact that they kept the bandana on, so you got a trench coat, a hat on, and like basically you look like a mugger, but you're like, I'm gonna go to Blockbuster and rent some VHSs. Let's all go in this inconspicuous van that has turtle shells on the outside of it.
But as a fan, you want your protagonist to have a life outside of turtling, right? You want them to eat pizza and like watch movies.
I guess.
I was glad that they were able to get away in New York City in the 90s with a trench coat and a hat.
Have some fucking leisure time. All right, last
deserved
how do they get the pizza, right? You can't have it delivered directly to you because you're a fucking turtle, right?
Some delivery man just wading through piles of shit and fucking mounds of
you can't go
waste.
I guess you go pick it up because you're, in the trench coat, but you can't have it delivered. So it's already an inconvenience as a Ninja Turtle. Is like, I gotta go pick this shit up every time I want pizza. God.
Or they have it delivered to April's house and they just sneak in through her window. Pretty sure that's how Casey Jones met the team.
I don't remember.
Well, Kato was a person who delivered pizzas and met them that way.
Yeah, I think the number of people that were willing to accept large turtles walking around fighting crime is startling.
I just love that it's like it was made as a joke by 2 drunken college students who just like knew how to draw. And then they like did it as a satire, and then they're like, wait, what? People want this? People like this? Why?
Who was the first normalization of beauty or of bestiality? Was it April O'Neil or the chick from Beauty and the Beast?
I think Beauty and the Beast got it first. But you love to see it. It's all about personality, guys. So that gives a chance for guys like us.
Guys like us, we're beasts.
Grr.
Okay. It's divulged into a realm that I didn't want to be in. All right. Well, enough of bestiality. We're here to listen to some tunes. It's Sunday.
I actually came here for the bestiality, but I guess we play some tunes too.
Well, hey, stick around. Maybe there will be some more on one of the tracks. You never know what people are going to make music about in 2026 these days. We got zombie music. We've got robot music. So I'm sure bestiality. We've had a song about somebody wanting to, I guess, sexually engage with Pokemon before. Big Black Oily Beats posted one song, never posted again, and now is a server legend for some reason. So I'm sure bestiality isn't far from it. Not crazy to say that out loud, but yeah, stick around. You'll probably get more of that, whatever it is, in the future. Shout out Noir. Thanks for the sub. Appreciate
Hope
you.
you're using that Prime subscription for good use. Prime has probably the best collection of movies on streaming. The problem is some of them you have to pay for the individual upgrades. Otherwise, you just have a bunch of options that you have to pay for individually.
Maybe I need to watch Prime a little bit more. For a while, their app was just kind of dog shit because it wouldn't like the subtitles wouldn't line up with stuff, or the video timing would be off on like different TVs that I would try to watch it on, and I'd have to force myself to watch it from a computer. So I stopped. But I wanted to really watch The Boys. It was frustrating for a while, but yeah, they do have some good content. It's just their app is shit to navigate.
Yeah, like Prime is usually where all the obscure, like fucked up horror films are. That's where you can find like the Soul Ruiners. The Boys is a great show though too.
Yeah. Final season coming soon, I think.
Yeah, it's on the way. Are you all caught up?
I am caught up, unless there is some more of that Gen V show that's come out that nobody's talked about. I'm caught up. I'm aware of who is doing what, who's on whose side, who killed who. I'm in the know.
No spoilers. I'm all caught up too, though.
Spoilers. You know what? People need to get the fuck out of here with spoiler alert. Come on. If you know, the internet's been around long enough now. If you decide you're going to risk logging onto the internet, then fuck it.
Somebody says my mic is doubling.
Your mic is doubling?
My mic? My mic? Okay. My mic?
Let me see what's going on here. Typical.
It's always fucking something.
All right. D-Bird's mic is doubling.
Gotta watch Gen V season 2. I started watching Gen V season 1, and it just didn't hit the same way that The Boys did.
What'd you say? Sorry, I was not paying attention at all. So.
Somebody said that we have to catch up on Gen V, and I was like, I didn't really like it. I mean, it was all right, but like, I don't know. And then one of the guys is dead, I think. Like one of the main characters died.
Yeah, they killed him, or he killed himself, and then another one died.
Is it like a motorcycle or something?
No, he blew. Well, in the first season, one of the main people blew himself up, and then I guess in the second season, he got killed trying to escape from the school or whatever.
No. Like, I mean, in real life, the actor who played like one of the main guys, killed himself with a motorcycle.
Oh, is that why they killed him off the show?
Yeah. Yeah. They're like, oh shit, the main guy. Well, I guess we'll have to switch halfway through now.
I didn't know. See, this is why I disconnect myself from the actuality of celebrity lives, because I just thought, started part of the plot, write him off the show. No, didn't know.
Is my shit still doubling?
Kind of, sort of. I was trying to diagnose that.
The fuck? I haven't done shit.
Well, I don't know what's happening.
Here.
I have ideas.
Plug back
died
in.
A motorcycle accident between seasons. Okay, so shit happens.
Yeah. And like, I'm not trying to be controversial here, but it feels like if you're doing one of those crotch rockets and you're just like zooming in at cars, it's only a matter of time. I've said this before. It feels like motorcycles are the most insane vehicle to own and operate. I don't know the specifics around this particular person's death. RIP. Sad. But I don't know.
The saying sad when somebody is dead really express empathy?
Probably not. I don't feel empathy. I mean, I've seen these little dick motorcycles where I'm just going on the freeway. It's kind of like you're slowed down. You're like 40 miles an hour because there's so much traffic, and they're just zipping in and out of cars and like going on the shoulder, doing crazy stuff. I'm like, I don't think it's hashtag, it's like hashtag not all motorcyclists, right? Like there's some that just kind of wait along with traffic. Are they the majority? Probably not.
They're just trying to get where they need to go, D-Bird. You need to move your car over so they can split the lane.
I don't know this to be true, but I also feel like, you know, maybe motorcycles themselves aren't dangerous. It's like the activities you do on them. You know what I mean? Like the people that are just zipping in and out, yeah, you're gonna fucking die. Everyone else, less likely, like you're still vulnerable. But
I mean, the fact that you don't have a metal cage around you is inherently dangerous, but
yeah,
I've known a few cyclists in my time, and it's definitely the people who are attracted to motorcycles themselves that make it dangerous to ride, because once they get comfortable, they're like, oh yeah, I can like split between these cars at the last minute. Oh yeah, I can like just turn at the last second and people will avoid me. So I think it's both things can be true. It can be the driver and the vehicle are both like equally dangerous and compounded once merged together.
I just don't trust other drivers that implicitly. You know what I mean? Like people are on their phones, people aren't paying attention. You try to zip around them and they're just going to merge without even looking. You know what I mean? Like that's just what it is.
Surprisingly, the safest motorcyclists are like probably the old gang members who are like patched up because they're, you know, they're staying in their lane. They just want to flip you off if you like disrespect them, but they're not trying to split between people. They're just like, I'm on my chopper and I'm just like going for a cruise with my old hag in the sidecar, you know?
Well, and a lot of times they're like side by side. You'll have like two and you'll have like the little formations. So it's like the size of a car, you know?
Yeah. So like crazy enough, the old somewhat racist gang motorcyclists are the safest ones.
You think the racism protects them more or less?
I don't know that I should answer that. Does the racism protect them? I think kind of, yeah. Nothing worse than having like a bunch of racists on motorcycles surrounding your car. That's got to be like every black man's fear, every immigrant's fear now.
Word.
All right.
Are we starting with Noir?
Yeah. He subbed, I think. He posted something. I checked. I think I know why your mic was doubling. I don't think it is doubling unless somebody feels like it's still doubling. I think I kind of maybe fixed that, sort of, kind of tried to.
Wasn't me.
Also, saw JCC in the chat. Square Up Rush winner. I will announce mid-show, end of show. What are we feeling? I feel like we should listen to both of the tracks.
Yes.
And then I will let everybody know who the winner was. I will tell you that it was 1-1, and then there had to be a deciding vote.
JCC's like, now. It's like, I don't want to wade through.
If I announce it now,
45 minutes of your bullshit.
If I announce it now, then you'll just leave the show. So, you know. What am I going to do? All right. But we got a tip from Noir first. This is called Head Banga.
I kind of love this already. That face, that name, 10 out of 10 so far.
Can only go down from here, Noir.
Can only go down from here.
you think, Bird? Is it still a head banger?
My head was banging, my neck is broken, and my soul is crushed. Yeah. This was good. That's the face to make when listening. Yeah, the drums were poppy. The pianos were perfectly. It was kind of like discordant. It was kind of like strange tones, but in a good way to tickle that like brain to be like, oh yeah, like it's all working together. I don't really have anything bad to say about it. I'll just go ahead and give it a 9.
Ooh, -1 point since it started. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Nothing bad to say, but taking off a point.
I mean, it wasn't a perfect 10. And I don't really have any like specific, like, oh, here, do this or that. It's just like, it's a good beat, fun head bopper, but like maybe it felt a little like it needed one more layer to make it a 10.
That's fair. I like this a lot. It gave me kind of like Knight Rider vibes. What was it, fucking Kip? Is that the name of the guy or the car or whatever? The fucking one of the two. It gave me that kind of vibe, but I like the drums on it. I like the kind of open space that it presents for vocals to sit on top of it. I like the arrangement a lot. I don't know if the bridge necessarily, I need such a long bridge towards the end there that you have it kind of sectioned out. But you know, all that stuff can be decided once the song is actually laid upon it. So I like it. I'll give it a strong 9.5. I think it's fine.
There you go. Dice, we got a question from the chat. Strange weirdos with frogs on the screen. Why? Why?
Why not?
Well, there you go. User, why not?
All right. We got a tip from DJ Tongue Hero. He's ready to get things started up. One of those girls.
That is like one of my favorite lines. Like, I'm not one of those girls. I'm like, but I bet you are. It's always preceding something super basic.
You know what? If she says she's not one of those girls, I mean, why not? I like those girls.
Those girls are great.
Those girls are fine. What do you mean? All right. I don't know what kind of video this is going to be. I don't know what kind of song this is going to be. We'll all absorb it together. Here is DJ Tongue Hero with One of Those Girls.
Crystals and astrology.
Oh, God.
Doesn't bother me, but I think that she's one of those girls. I was one of those. Bibbidi bobbidi. She keeps on haunting me. Yeah, I know that she's one of those girls. I was one of those girls. Pretty chick that I met at the old bar. Talk for 20 minutes, picture her with her clothes on. She beautiful. Then I downloaded Co-Star. I'm into Chopin, she a big fan of Mozart. Another drink and I'm off to the dough. Asked me what I'm getting into, said I don't really know. She said I got something to drink, but it's sitting at home. Can you take me to the crib? I said fuck it, we go. Everything's clean, but it came with a catch. Lit a couple candles and I thought it was cool. She came back wearing lingerie, bones on her neck. Started tripping out when she moaned like a ghoul, and I hit it. I'll admit that I was horny. Next day, woke up looking 30 over 40. I'ma go right back, cause she sucked the soul out of me. She's into crystals and astrology. It doesn't bother me, but I think that she's one of those girls. I was one of those. Bibbidi bobbidi. She keeps on haunting me. Yeah, I know that she's one of those girls. I was one of those girls. Got my youth back, wanted to party, so I slid up to the bar, couple shots of Bacardi. Mixed girl said, "You beautiful, darling." She said, "Don't run." Tongue Hero.
Bibbidi bobbidi. Crystals and astrology. Yeah, that's not one of those girls that I was talking about prior to playing the song. Interesting track. I think once you reach a certain level of adulthood, you know what DJ Tongue Hero is talking about. One of those girls. We've all seen them before. Hell, I think we have at least 2 of them on the server. At least 2 of them. I like this track. I like how after the first verse, it smoothly transitions into the hook. I like the hook a lot. I think that here's what I would recommend. I think that you need to work on like the EQ or compression just a teeny bit more so that your vocals, I feel like you're trying to hide the vocals in the music a little bit because the mic quality isn't where, we've mentioned it before that the mic could be a little bit better. And I know that's in your, game plan in the future, but I think you're trying to hide the vocals in the song a little bit. But I feel like also you probably don't have to. Maybe some tweaking of the EQ and some better compression would make it stand out a little bit more. Maybe it won't be the most clearest, but I think they just need to be a little bit more present on the instrumental. That said, I like everything else about this. I'm not sure how I feel about the outro where you just kind of like belt and scream it. I think it works when you have the video aspect of it, but I think from just like a standalone listening, it feels kind of dejected, like separated from the song. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that stylistic choice to just kind of like go like, oh, I'm in a presentation mode towards the end. So I would personally prefer to hear like the hook replicated back towards the end, but I understand it in the context of the video. That said, I still think this is a cool track overall. You do a good job of like telling these wild, fantastic fantasy stories. So kudos to you on like consistency to be able to pump out Quan Mills type content week after week. I would give this a 8.5, despite the things that I feel like could be better. I think this is a good track.
Yeah, I think it's a funny concept. I think it's relatable. There's definitely been somebody I ran across who made me then call my mom and figure out exactly what time I was born.
Don't do it, son.
Do birth charts. Yeah, I think that was like one of the funny memes I ran across. I was like, oh, that happened to me, where it's like, moms, if your son calls to ask you exactly what time you're born, tell him to run.
Run far away.
Run far away. And it didn't work. Turns out that exact time was not the correct answer for that specific girl.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? I digress. Yeah, this is fun. I think to Dice's point, like I just kind of double down what he was saying. Like there's some issues with the quality of the vocals. And I would say that like at times the writing felt a little lazy, right? Like Party, Bacardi, Poon Poon, and Zoom Zoom.
Those are bars. You're tripping.
But like because it's kind of a goofy song, I think it's all right. And I would just quadruple down on what he was saying about the end. Here's the thing. It's like you have this catchy chorus. You worked hard as hard as you work, whatever that means, to make the chorus catchy and fun and kind of tie everything together. It's a great chorus. So why not use it again? I feel like you did yourself a disservice by having kind of the screaming, like, let's put some stank on it in the outro. I think you just put that chorus back in and let it rock would be what I wanted to hear. But fun song overall. I think 8.5 is solid, especially with the visuals.
She's into astrology. Yeah. If she wears a sundial on her wrist instead of a iWatch, stay away. Stay far away.
You know what was a fun like bit was what is it? She's too young for you, man. She wears a sundial on her wrist. She's too young for you, man. Although, like, the sundial wouldn't be it. You know what I mean? That was a thing for a while.
The sundial, yeah. I don't know. I feel like now I'm gonna backtrack. I think the sundial on the wrist. I gotta ask questions. I want to see what's up with her. I'm gonna check her vibe out.
That's kind of fire, to be honest.
Like,
if you're wearing a sundial, like,
you know how to
light
use those
years
things?
ahead.
Yeah, you're
Just not one of those girls.
You're definitely not one of those girls until you pull out the tarot cards and the little twigs from the forest and you start shaking them up and throwing them in front of me and telling me what I'm gonna do tomorrow.
Yeah, we gotta send that song to Nikki.
Yeah, you'll love it. All right. Back to the queue. Drunk Robot says fine, he'll post again. Admitted to freestyling. Plans on redoing the last song. Recorded it with pneumonia. Look, I'm all for, creative juices flowing, but pneumonia kills people. Take a break. You don't have to record while you have pneumonia, dude.
Well, you never know if you'll have a chance to record again. So
look, if I have pneumonia and I feel like
do.
I'm on death's door, knocking out the last few songs is not on my to-do list. Maybe get my will in order. Maybe eat a good slice of pizza or something. My last meal.
I like how your dream of I only have a couple days left is eat a good slice of pizza.
Yeah, fuck yeah. It's
Very
like if you're on death row and you're like, what's your last meal? If you know, hey man, this pneumonia, it feels like this could be it. I'm ordering a pizza. Get a little Burger King too.
Microwaved Eggo waffles.
Your pneumonia will accelerate and you will die immediately upon ingesting that.
Unit says the chicken was a bar. That was kind of funny. Yeah, pull out a chicken. Yeah, there was real funny lines sprinkled throughout. Just the Bacardi party fucking sent me.
Poon Poon is always good. I don't care what you say.
Do people still call it Poonanny?
Yeah. People over 50.
It's just the ancients.
Poontang pie. That was a thing for a while in our youth. That's the whole Poon generation. Generation X.
Poon. I'm pretty sure Kelsey wouldn't sleep with me if I was like, give me that Poon.
You never know, man. Try it out.
I have to.
All right. Now I'm inspired. I got to text somebody today. How do you feel about the phrase Poon?
I love that this is inspiring your social life, your interactions.
I gotta see what the world feels like. I gotta check the vibes with the female audience. I gotta say, hey, Poon, where do you stand on it? Hot, not hot. Give me that Poon. All right. Well, while we contemplate Poon, here's Robot with 404, sticking to the robot themes here.
Cool cover.
I don't really know what I am. I'm just sinking in the sand, goddamn. Caught up in the tide, washed away. Drowning bottles till I fade away. Stuck in this life of this shit. I feel it when taking the hit. I feel it inside, the thoughts of demise. I'm letting them ride, the demons inside. I'm stuck in this doubt, I'm fucking about. My luck has run out, I'm feeling around. Caught up in the moments, but I don't really know it. Until I look back, the thoughts that I had, dissecting the past like my raps on the track. And the fact that I lack is my weight on the back, but it stacks. Like a book bag, it started in school.
back of the class, just acting a fool. But that was a mask, I'm awkward as fuck. I couldn't quite mix like water and mud. The kids would all laugh to all of my jokes, to all of my friends, man, fuck it, I choke. I don't know your scene, I don't just relate. Why you so mean? I'm just trying to play. Called every name under the sun. Fuck it, I'm done. Fuck it, I'm done. Recoiling my shell like fuck all this shit. I guess I'll start writing. My shrink says I'm sick. My shrink says I'm sick. Guess I'll start writing. My shrink says I'm sick.
Okay. 404 by Robot.
This is the sound of Lucy.
And Lucy
Fuck
by
you, Lucy. Atmosphere. Great song.
Was she a astrology girl that you just didn't like?
She was the devil. Can you play like right when his vocals come in, the first like couple bars?
I can. If it,
no. Maybe not.
Oh wait, I got it.
Ah, fuck you, Lucy. But the problem is I love you, Lucy.
I don't really know what I am. I'm just sinking in the sand, goddamn.
All right, good. So I'll just start by saying this. As far as the writing goes, like sinking in the sand, goddamn. Like the interesting part of that phrase is sinking in the sand, right? And then you're like, well, I ended it too fast. So now I have to like still at that downbeat put a like a and sound to rhyme with the previous line, right? So instead of filling out the words and then ending on sinking in the sand, which is probably the strongest way to write that, you said sinking in the sand and you're like, fuck, what do I do? Filler, goddamn. You know what I mean? And so like that just stuck out to me as like maybe a greater lesson that I think people can think about as they're writing their songs of, you want to have like the most interesting parts highlighted, and on those like snare parts, like that's what people are going to be paying attention to. Like where you end is going to be like kind of should be the strongest part of the sentence, right? So I just think that might be something to think about in the future as you're writing, is like, instead of putting in some filler at the end, maybe put some of those extra syllables in the middle so you can kind of end on a strong note. I liked the beat a lot. I liked the layers you did for the singing parts. It actually sounded kind of cool. I would just say that when it's just the verse, when you're just, the single layer rapping, it felt like the delivery wasn't quite as confident. So that was my biggest takeaway from, constructive criticism. It just didn't sound like you were that comfortable delivery wise on the rapping parts, but I liked the chorus, or I guess the parts where you sang, because it wasn't really a official chorus. I'd give this one a 7.
I feel differently. I mean, I didn't mind sinking in the sand, goddamn. I mean, it has a ring to it, as Beyonce would say. But I thought this track was cool overall. I think that the way that everything kind of blended together from the hook to the verse, I think that you technically sound in your delivery. I heard some cool mixing techniques here and there. I think it was consistent. I think the only thing that kind of threw me off was I felt like the track it's so short, it ended abruptly. I was kind of wanting more content because I was kind of vibing with what you were doing there. But I like everything overall. I think this was pretty cool. I'm giving it an 8. I would give it an 8.5 if it was longer, because then I would be comparing it to my appreciation for DJ Tongue Hero's track. But I think just the shortness of it, I'll give it an 8. I think you can do more. Push you to make more content.
That's right. Back to your OnlyFans.
Get back to your pneumonia-stricken freestyles.
No, please don't. Do more of this, less of pneumonia freestyles.
All right, next up, Trev, Bonafide. Shout out Trev.
Bone if I do, bone if I don't.
Yeah. Ain't nobody winning, I'm a killer with it. Peeking off adrenaline, the benefit of being off my rock about smashing. I'm not giving him a minute to even catch up, not a little bit. I'm spit it on the riddle of your middle, can catch a fucking bullet after smith and hit you bitches. The kid don't play around, he got a wicked dismissal hitting, lick your fucking spirit right into the abyss. Crap talk, party about the with the sheets. Nigga wanna be artist, wanna quit the pen, never spit again, you punk ass bitch. All of y'all is lame, whoever calling on my name, just know you probably caused my flame. Who the fuck is all up on my hands? Let go my nuts, let go my chain. Let's go, no fucks be part of my game. Oh, you ain't want to swerve in my lane. We bonafide, ho, I rhyme like I hold a nine. We bonafide, broke inside from an older life, and we hold the line. We bonafide, pro to mine, don't know you lying, ain't close to mines. We bonafide, soldier's mind when I go to rhyme. Hold it high, we bonafide, bonafide. Ho, I rhyme like I hold a nine, and we bonafide. Broke aside from that older life, we hold the line. We bonafide, pro to mine, don't know you lying, ain't close to mines. We bonafide, soldier's mind when I go to rhyme. I hold it high, we bonafide. You come after T, you ain't making it back. Wash him down, rubber duck at that bird, you taking a bath. New no, don't you get out of line, you sweet little boy like cupcakes. And that's why daddy had to spank that ass. Give me that belt, I ain't feeling not one fucking word that you belt. Still for the help, you and JCC, homie, get the priest. You can get the beast, bitch, capiche? It be over, I got twins for the twinsies, wanna be posers. Oh no, it's the rose, it's the dope, it's over. But don't they know I got a Colt in my holster? There's sharks in the water, boy, give him the hook. He ain't spitting like this, homie, brother be shook. He can get up on the track if he feel you mistook. I ain't looking back, homie, I'ma leave you in soot. And I'm ripping the beat up, homie, in real life, you know you ain't reading the book. I shouldn't be able to hit the schemes that I could. I'm the boogeyman, I could be in the bush. It's the organ shit, I can bring you in the woods. We about that smoke, that cookies and kush. We bonafide, ho, I rhyme like I hold a nine. We bonafide, broke inside from an older life, and we hold the line. We bonafide, pro to mine, don't know you lying, ain't close to mines. We bonafide, soldier's mind when I go to rhyme. Hold it high, we bonafide, bonafide. Ho, I rhyme like I hold a nine, and we bonafide. Broke inside from that older life, we hold the line. We bonafide, pro to mine, don't know you lying, ain't close to mines. We bonafide, soldier's mind when I go to rhyme. I hold it high, we bonafide.
All right, it was Trev with Bonafide. A little bit of static in the chat during the Square Up tournament. Trev felt like he needed to let everybody know. He's got a Colt.
Fucking know.
Got a Colt in his pocket, as he says.
Pause.
I like that one. Look, I've always said I think Trev, and just to throw him in here, I think Trev and Colt have been like underrated by lots of people in the community just because maybe their bravado, the way that they carry themselves, rubs people the wrong way, and they're like, why are these guys so confident? Like, even though they sound like Eminem, like, who gives a fuck? I mean, I think it's a technically sound track, right? Like, from a technical standpoint, you've got skill. I think the issues that I hear are, just it sounds undermixed because maybe it was just thrown together pretty quickly to get the, diss response out to people to hear it in the moment that things are occurring. So the vocals just sound like you're just right up against the mic. So the quality isn't that great. But I think the only other aspect that I would kind of knock on is that it's just everything's performed at double time. So it's a lot to consume in such a quick pace. Man, I think I've said this before about Trev, is like I feel like his music would have more of an impact with people if he kind of steered away from the fast rapping, even though he does a good job at it. So, it's kind of a double-edged sword, right? You got this talent where you can perfectly enunciate all of your words at such a rapid pace and you do such a good job at it. However, I think sometimes it can be a detractor because it's a lot to ingest on like first listen. But maybe it causes people to, press the replay button. I don't know. Take from that what you will. But like I said, I think it's a technically sound track. I think there's some cool, clever lines in there. A little bit niche because, it's community-based. But at the same time, I think you got your point across. I just would like to digest the lyrics a little bit more if they were spaced out and not double-timed. But I still give this I'll give it an 8 just because the mix is rough.
I mean, that's kind of I think you hit the nail on the head, right? Like, it's the double-edged sword for the diss track where it's like if you're trying to make the biggest impact, if you're trying to, you know, really make a disc sit in the pit of somebody's soul, like you got to have enough space for them to kind of digest it before you move on to the next thing, right? And I think that this is a good example of like a technically sound, like, you know, it seemed like he was trying to show off like how fast he can rap. You know what I mean? As like sort of a you guys can't do what I do motion. And I respect it. For me, I liked the aggression. I liked the writing. I just felt like the flow fell off a few points. There was like a part kind of early on when he's double timing, and then there's like later on just a couple awkward moments, and it goes so fast, and he's just quickly on to the next thing, and he's back on, you know, almost in a blink of an eye. So you don't really have much time to just sit there and be like, oh, that was a little off. It's just you're already on to the next thing. So I think for me, that was the biggest issue I heard, was just there were times where in the double time, it didn't quite match the timing. You fell off. But overall, I think it's a good example of like, look how fast I can rap. And I'm all about the drama in the tournaments. I think it wouldn't be a tournament at WCR if we didn't have a bunch of fucking drama that went with it. So
it still could be a tournament without the drama.
I don't think it can. So I'm going to give it a solid 8 for what it is.
Right on. All right. Next up, we got Tagami. I think once we reach the top of the hour in about 12 minutes, we'll play the finals tracks from the tournament, and then I will indicate who the winner is, just so JCC can go back to his happy, normal life and go sing to people out in the street and ask them to throw coins into his hat.
Yeah, his top hat and his cane, white gloves.
People need to do that more. Just go out on the street corner and just start singing for money. Think that's what we're missing in music these days. Everybody wants to be a streamer. Just go in the corner and sing.
Yeah, you're missing that real life aspect.
Yeah,
I agree wholeheartedly. I also think that would be a great like fantasy football punishment for like whoever lost. Make them dress up as like with a top hat and white gloves and like tap dance in the street, you know?
I think the ultimate punishment, and I don't do fantasy football, but the loser must rent an instrument that they have no clue how to play, go on a street corner, and see if they can make at least $5 before giving up.
Yeah, how long does it take? And you go back out every single day until you get your $5. Like you can't quit until you're $5 richer.
I support this as punishment for somebody, not me, because I would never do such a thing.
All right.
Next up, Tagami. Lil Double O, Matt Critter type beat, Mission.
I just wish Tagami would talk to us once and be like, yeah, I've heard what you say.
Just one time. I think I get it. This is standard good stuff from Tagami. I like this one. I like the pacing of it. I don't think that there's anything that, you know, it's hard to give feedback on somebody who goes for quantity over quality. Him and the architect guy, they just churn them out, right? I would give this one a 7, but kind of like piggybacking on the previous track, I think Trev would sound good on this because it's something he can do some double time on, but it also could give him the ability to kind of space things out, and I think his voice would stand out on top of this pretty well. So I would call this a Trev type beat, not a Matt Critter type beat, and watch the numbers escalate. But I'll give this a 7.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a solid, normal beat. You know what I mean? I think if I was to make any changes to it, it would be to the drums. Like the drums are, I'd say, a little understated in this for like as hard of a beat as it wants to be. But I think everything's put together well. So 8, 7.5. I'll split the difference.
All right. Next up, Fat Beanie. Love the distorted bass. Sorry. Grew up with the speakers booming, and if you don't get it, that's okay. But this is a zombie love song this time.
You know what? I'll just say this. I'm a fan of Fat Beanie, but I'm a fan of how he's like, look, if you guys don't get it, that's fine. But this is what I do. I make zombie music over really shitty beats. And it's like, hey, you got a lane, you know? I'm here for it. But I'll go into this with an open mind. Every song is a new adventure.
I grew up in an area with box Chevys with very large speakers that should not have fit into the trunk. And then I watched Soulja Boy many years later come out with speakers going hammer. I get it. I like booming bass. I don't like distorted bass. Like there is a threshold to where the bass kind of just collapses on itself that I just don't like. And if you like that, that's fine. Cool with you. But here's Fat Beanie, Love Bug.
I've got a bug. He's not trying to be picky like Goldilocks, Dice. What'd you think? Are you going to be real picky or are you going to be like Goldilocks?
Here's my honest input, Fat Beanie, is I don't mind the bass on this one. The problem with this track is not your performance. It's not the bass. It's the mixing, and it kind of is the poor beat selection. It's the fact that your vocals and the keys are just sitting in the same frequency, competing at the same volume and the same level, and I can't focus on what you're saying and these loud ass keys just going dun dun at the same fucking time as your vocals. That's the problem. It's not that you make bad music. It's not that you make music that I can't learn to enjoy. It's the fact that stylistically the beats that you pick always fuck up the ability to listen to what you're actually doing performance wise. Like it's either the bass is just overly collapsed and it's washing out your vocals, or you're competing with these loud ass melodies and strings in the same frequency as your voice. That's the problem with this track, is I can't hear what you're saying over the loud ass strings. It's not that the track is bad. It's not that I don't get it, or I'm too old, or I just don't understand. I just can't hear what the fuck you're saying. And if maybe that is part of the problem, is like that's not the point of the music, but I feel like you wouldn't make something and you wouldn't put a story behind it if I wasn't supposed to hear what you're saying. And I just can't hear what you're saying over the song. It's just poor mixing, or it's just a lack of consideration for what's sonically supposed to happen when vocals and strings are competing in the same space. To me, it's just like poor mixing at this point. It went from a song that I could probably give a 9 to like a 6, because I just can't, it feels like an intentional choice at that point, and I have to punish you for making an intentional mistake, is what I would call it. But I'm not knocking the music. I'm just saying, like, the mixing sucks. Like, how is anybody supposed to enjoy your story if they can't hear what you're saying? That's my takeaway from this, is like, why would you expect me to appreciate what you're saying if I can't hear what you're saying? Poor QA process. It's a 6.
I think in general, that's one of the funniest, like, overall, ironies of Fat Beanie's music. Because every time we're like, what the fuck was that? We can't hear it. It's like competing with this loud ass beat. And all I heard was like maybe some background ups and downs. And that's kind of the takeaway, is like, bro, exactly as Dice described it, your tones and the loud fucking tones of this insane, they're competing. It's really, really hard to be like, oh, that's a word that I recognize from the English language, because it's just the levels of the mix are competing against each other. And that's why, after each songs, we're like, wait, the fuck? You have like three paragraphs of story that you share with us afterwards about it. No, it's like a zombie who like fell in love, but then a fly landed on his eye and he became something. Like,
I would love to walk away
where?
from. I would love to walk away from listening to one of his songs and dissect the lyrics, but instead I'm like, what did he even say half the time?
Yeah. Well, and my producer DJ Zone once said, like, no, like the kids, the new music, the new wave, it doesn't matter. Lyrics, they're fucking, who cares? It's just about the tones and the vibes.
But that's the irony, like you said, that's the irony, is like he cares about what his songs are about, but we can't hear what he's saying because it's always conflicting with the sounds of the beat choices.
Yeah. So it goes back to beat choice and it goes back to mix again. But I will say, like, as far as loud, crazy beats that you choose, this one was on the higher list for me. I kind of liked the beat, to be honest,
the beat, yeah.
Out of this genre. So I'm going to pop it up to a 7, but like, yeah.
I like the beat. I like the beat. I just feel like, same thing I said to Sully, right? If everybody around you is like, oh yeah, this is great, and nobody's telling you like technically how things can be improved, it's a disservice to you as an artist, right? I would feel like I'm not doing my job just sitting here on this show, just being like, oh yeah, that sounds cool. Not to knock other streams, but I watch other streams and they're just like, oh yeah, that sounds cool. Tell me about yourself. Nobody's telling you technically how your stuff can be better. And I know it's already released and all the other bullshit, whatever. I'm telling you from a technical standpoint, your mixing is not doing you a service to let other people appreciate your music, to let people like me listen to it and be like, okay, I may not get the music itself, but I can hear what the kid is saying. I just can't hear what you're saying.
Well, and it's also a disservice because like you have a good energy, you have a good tone to your vocals. You know what I mean? and you put some thought behind like, oh, like here's what story I'm trying to tell.
Yeah.
So that's what makes it so confusing of like, are you? Because all I hear is maybe some ups and downs in the background of this beat that's going up and down very loudly.
Yeah. But anyway, shout out Fat Beanie.
Shout out.
All right. Well, we've reached the hour mark. It's time for me to close down the queue so that we don't sit here for 800 hours. But since we have the finals of the tournament, let's take a listen to what the fellas cooked up. Are you excited, D-Bird?
I've never been more excited in my life. This is the finals of the Square Up tournament?
Yeah. So the criteria for the finals was pick a topic and then tell the story in reverse. So we have to hear the ending at the beginning of the track and hear the beginning at the end of the track. That's the main aspect of this. And then just who could create the better song. So who do you want to start with, JCC or Waterboy?
Let's start with Waterboy.
Right. Here's Waterboy with Couldn't Be Reached.
There was a message to the old me, sent but not delivered. I wish for some assistance on getting the bigger picture. I know I could have helped him going through it alone. Just needed him to pick up the phone. Yeah, I left a message to the old me. Somebody should have told me that life's been a bitch. Each scar holds a story. To the young me from the old me, I hope you get this message anytime that you're lonely. Look at where I'm at and pondered everything I've conquered. Mentally fortified, I carry burdens like a Tonka. But talk of the past got me drumming up some memories that I put to rest, though they never seem to rest in peace. Except the flowers that were given to me. Save the seeds, plant the trees, the cultivation of heat. Money and water was the product that has sprouted for me. To see that I'm exactly where I'm needing to be. Although the growth turned painful, being as I wasn't out in Cali on a label and my income's unstable. Unsure of a backup plan, I'm turning tables. Scrape myself together while believing in these fables that I'm telling myself. I bet on myself. Every time I step up on the stage, I really felt like myself. Even though I was so nervous, put my soul on the shelf. Set it aside for the music, though the damage was dealt. And that goes back to the days that I stayed loyal to the ones around me who weren't giving the same. Giving someone your best and getting spit in the face, and thinking you be a coward if you leave him in place. I need a message from the old me, wish it would deliver. I wish for some assistance on getting the bigger picture. I know he could have helped me, I go through it alone. Waiting for the day that I can pick up the phone. I need a message from the old me. Somebody should have told me that life's been a bitch. Each scar holds a story. From the young me to the old me. I hope I get a message if I'm ever feeling lonely. Dabbling with music, started writing some lines. Felt so divine, dove right in, swallowed all of my time. I was convinced that I could show it to the shorties. I showed it to my brother, said I sounded like he 40. Almost quit right there, I was reeling from embarrassment. Had to improve my work before I think of sharing it. The harder I work, I could start to hear the caring. The situation was rough in the moment, but I still cherished it. At the time I was mortified of getting picked on, picked apart of my seams and demoralized. I should have realized there's more to life, and there's a probable chance that anyone could be immortalized. But I felt the world was out to get me, walking in my shoes like they never fit me. Closed the walls around me when the eyes were shifting my direction. Live my younger life safeguarded and well protected. Even my parents suggested that I should open up a little, let some light in. But I was burned before and that's why I've been hiding. Even though I don't see it clear as can be, I was hoping that there would be a message for me.
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service. If you feel you have reached this recording in error, please check the number and try your call again.
Right, that was Waterboy with Couldn't Be Reached.
Can I just say, I really respect how Catalyst is like, yeah, like I'll mix your stuff, but also like I'm gonna make myself a part of your title. You know what I mean? Like each title that Catalyst makes is like mixed by Catalyst.
Hey, if producers can do it, engineers can do it too.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Well, see, look.
It's like, yeah, cool track, but I'm gonna make it about me though.
JCC, next time put mixed by Cryptic Mitch in your song titles. Let everybody know. All right, here's JCC, A World Without You. Popular.
Same thing.
Please record your message.
Look into the mirror, how to get back to this place. Been a while since I had to force a smile on my face. Every day I'm getting high, all the time I put to waste. Staying static, thinking of the dreams I hadn't used to chase. But the problem is, I planned them with you. The main piece of the puzzle I wasn't planning to lose. I used to keep you by my side, replace your hand with the booze. I guess it's always been a crutch I abused. I think the problem is, I don't address it, yeah, I don't intend on solving it. I push the blame, but we both know who the fault is in. It's always been me, I'm pushing narrative. I think it's cause I care what you think. I tried fooling you, but I made a fool of myself. Cause the truth is, I could've used some of your help. Now even on my own, I still keep it hidden. Same issues, but the difference is now I'm living in a world without you. World without you. World without you. In a world without you. World without you. World without you. I hear the slam in the door. Words echo through the room that you can't stand it no more. I step over the broken pieces of glass on the floor. Just an hour passed since you left and asked me to pour. And every part of me was screaming, yelling, Jake, you gotta chase. Every word escaped my brain except for one to tell you wait. But my body wouldn't let me, I stood still and pumped the brakes. Watch you leaving out my window while I stood there stuck in place. Thinking I don't wanna see you leave, I don't wanna watch you go. I was a mess before we met, you brought me out that hole. Thinking I don't wanna see you leave, I don't wanna watch you go. I can't go back to how it was before. In a world without you, world without you, world without you. In a world without you, world without you, world without you. When we met, I was sitting out the bar, taking drags off a lone cigarette. All alone in my head till the moment you stepped in the room with those shoes and that dress. I'm obsessed with you. Tried to plot out what to say, but before I formed the words, yeah, I turned to meet my gaze with a smile on your face. Gave a wink and a wave and a feeling that I never thought would fade. But here we are, never opening up. I feel emotionless, not at rock bottom, but I feel like I'm approaching it. Paranoid, the walls can hear, I feel them closing in. I pray to God, but I fear that it's still a ghost to him. Yeah, I got friends, but nobody I keep close as kin. Pool of my regrets, big enough to fit an ocean in. I've had enough, tell me when is it supposed to end? Too cold to swim, been so long it's like I'm frozen in a world without you. World without you. World without you. In a world without you. World without you. World without you.
Hey, this is Jake. Looks like I caught you at a bad time. I don't know, maybe you're still sleeping, but I'm not sure if you remember me. We spent a few hours at the bar last night talking, and I don't know, I really like getting to know you, and I was hoping I could give you a call and maybe take you out to dinner sometime, or maybe we could grab some coffee.
JCC leaving a message for the astrology
give me
girl.
a call back, or send me a text, or I don't know, you can ghost me if you want, but I'd really like to see you again, so have a good day. Bye.
JCC, your mom told you not to trust those astrology girls, but you left her a long ass voicemail.
Yeah, that's such a power move to like lead with, you can ghost me if you want.
I'm gonna try that one.
I also love how we're pretending that like people still leave voicemails these days. Like
I leave
for the
voicemails.
sake of songwriting, it's like, oh yeah, like we have a landline voicemail machine.
I leave voicemails, especially if it's somebody that I'm close to and they don't answer. I'll leave like a good 20-second voicemail of just gibberish. I especially love to do that at work on Teams. If my coworker doesn't answer, I'll just start rambling on and on for no reason. I don't know where those messages go, and God forbid that they actually listen to them, but I leave them.
I'll leave them. Love it.
What'd you think of the finals, D Bird? Was it all that it was hyped up to be?
Yeah, man, good finals. I mean, obviously, these people earned their spots after 5 rounds, right? 5
Yep.
of single elimination, all sorts of twisty turns being tossed at them. So, yeah, shout out to Waterboy and JCC. I think it's a great finals, and I'm really proud of you guys. Do you want me to comment? Do you want to just, I mean, I wasn't judging, so you want to just tell what happened for the winner?
Who would you pick as the winner? I'm curious which song that you like the most.
Well, as far as the criteria, I don't know that I caught either one of them doing it. The criteria of like you start with the end first, and then maybe I just wasn't. I'm probably just too tired to pick up on the intricacies, and I'm sure they could tell me what an idiot I am in the chat. But I was like, did either one of them start at the end? I don't know. I thought Waterboys was well written, good kind of introspective, like here's my journey with hip hop. I liked the lyrics. It did feel a little bit like the delivery. It was okay. There was times where I wanted it to be a little bit more comfortable, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then for JCC, like, obviously the singing is insane on this. I think he does a good job of telling a story. Yeah, well written as well. I would probably between the two pick JCC to win.
Okay. Well,
yeah,
I will say this: we've had 3 judges. I'm still undecided on fully disclosing that. I know one of the judges has outed himself to several folks just because they're a wrecking ball of performative actions. However, it was split, and then there was a deciding vote. I'll put it like that. I'd say out of all the rounds, this was the closest round. And I think I can just read one piece of feedback from one of the judges to kind of sum up where we ended up on the winner for this. So, says JCC has more range in his bag to dig into. It really helps here. They said that they didn't find the backwards schemes visible, but it was obvious to me, like JCC said in the chat, is like breakup, after the breakup, during the breakup, and then before they all.
So I'm not the only one who was like, wait, where was the backwards?
I think
Okay.
you and this other judge just need to listen when y'all are like more alert in the brain. I think I picked up on
so
that
fuck
pretty.
me, right?
Yeah, fuck you.
It's on me, yeah.
But both tracks are well done. Impressed with both. Waterboy, been a fan favorite. JCC's been on top of his class in all categories. Waterboy can really rap. Believe the stronger second portion of the hook could have elevated that. JCC's story was slightly better delivered due to the range. Waterboy's hook is slightly superior. I'm just kind of skimming through this piece of feedback, but even though they admit that they contradicted themselves. But just to summarize everything with a drum roll, by the narrowest of narrow margins, the winner of the Square Up Rush tournament is JCC by like a little hairpin of just like basically like the fine details of the hook is what kind of made the deciding vote, because I think if Waterboy's hook was slightly stronger in delivery or catchiness, it would have the raps would have outweighed the totality of JCC's song. But it's not to say that this was like a land sweep by any means. I think definitely could have gone either way. And I was talking to Cryptic Mitch last night about the struggles with the mix on JCC's, not even taking mix into the account because JCC's vocals were harsh and they said they had some bleed through and stuff. But yeah, like both of these guys could have won. If I was an asshole and I had my way, I would just say it's a tie. but I know people like D-Bird hate that. They're like, no, pick one.
Yeah.
So
That's why soccer is the worst.
but people in our community love soccer. But yeah, I really wanted to say, you know, damn, you guys both did a stellar job and it's a tie. But I think based on the feedback from the judges, ultimately JCC by the narrowest of narrow margins edged this one out. Pause. But shout out to Waterboy. You did a absolutely incredible job in week after week, and looking forward to seeing you do some more stuff, man. Oh, by the way, I got something to send you. I know I've been saying I need to send you a track. I have one. I found one last night. I was like, what the fuck is this that I recorded? I need to send it to you.
To me?
To Waterboy. Waterboy.
Oh, well, then I don't care.
But yeah, shout out to everybody who competed in the tournament. I was really pleased with the output that everybody had. You know, all the noise aside, you know, I'm always impressed that, you know, one thing that I like about this community is like we do tournaments and then all of a sudden we have 50 new tracks, right? You know, for people who say that, you know, we don't do enough of this, or, you know, the vibes are off and all this other stuff, like music is always being made here. So, you know, we spin up a tournament and 50 new tracks come out. So I respect that, like the things that have come to fruition over the last few years all just happened because, hey, let's do a tournament. And, you know, next thing you know, music is made.
And Dice knows by my nature, you know, if it was up to me, I would never record a song ever. You know, maybe once every year I would do a new song. And then when these tournaments come about, it's like, oh shit, every single week we're putting out something new. And that's like essentially the album that's going to be coming out soon is basically a bunch of tournament tracks. So definitely love the activity, love the camaraderie and the collaboration. And to somebody in the chat, a newcomer is like, oh shit, this is really good. I want to work with these people. That's what it's all about, man. We have a collaboration section in the community, you know, get to know people, talk to people, and find some cool people to work with. Got a lot of talent here.
Yeah, for sure. And I did put up a poll, I think a week ago. I put it up for 2 weeks, but it looks like the votes have slowed down. We got 64 votes on the poll. So I asked two questions. I asked, what should the next tourney style be? And with 23 votes, people want to do an artist and producer tournament. So that will be our next tournament that will fire up at the end of this month. I'm going to wait until after spring break because I feel like if I just do it right away, people, oh, I'm on vacation, dude. I can't meet these deadlines. Fuck you, Dice. So end of March, producer artist tournament will start up. I'm going to say this right now so you people start talking and figuring out what's what here. One producer, one artist. I don't want to see a producer sending beats to 3 different people. No, it's what, like DJ Premier can't work with Nas and Royce the 5'9" at the same time. Pick one, DJ Premier, damn it. You know, Lil Jon can't work with the Yin Yang Twins and then E40. No, pick one.
I just gotta find my Lil Jon.
Yeah, you just gotta find your Lil Jon. So, you know, I probably shouldn't say this, but hop in the DMs right now, guys. You gotta secure, because right now the leverage is in the producer's hands, right? The producer gets to pick who they think are going to win the tournament because that's who they're going to be pumping out beats for, or supplying beats to. So producers, you got the leg up on this one. You know, if you feel like Waterboy is a shoe-in to win it, you say, hey, I'm already linked up with Waterboy. So artists, you better start, you know, groveling and pleading to all these producers that are in the Discord. That way you secure who is going to be your source of beats for the next tournament.
D-Bird and who?
So yeah, start making your cases right now. After that, the next highest voted thing was duos, 2 artists versus each other, and then another producer tournament. So I think those will be the next 3 tournaments that we'll line up, is producer artist pairing, and then we'll do another producer tournament. My next question that I asked is buy-in. You know, not to, you know, steer people away, but also to kind of give you guys some motivation, you know, reward you for your efforts, so to speak. You know, a small buy-in, prize pot goes to the winner like a small chunk of it. There is a bot that I use to kind of keep this thing flowing without having to spend 2 hours every night moving channels around and shit. Probably a small portion of this goes to just the upkeep of the bot, and the rest of it goes to the winner. So kind of winner take all, so to speak. But we had 20 votes for a $10 buy-in, 6 votes for $5 buy-in, and 15 votes for no buy-in. So I'll throw it out there for the producer tournament. I mean, $10 buy-in, you can split it with the producer and the artist. Winner gets the money. You know, I think it also kind of rewards you if you make it to the finals. Like, okay, I get some money back in my pocket for all this stuff. Like, I think the main thing that I always preach to artists is value your work, and I'm trying to put value in your work. Not everybody's going to get paid, but you know, somebody is going to get paid, and that's my goal, is trying to, you know, help the community out a little bit. So we'll see what happens. In a few weeks, I'll start getting everything like squared up. I did get some suggestions about criteria for the round, so I'll start getting that stuff prepared. Not going to tell anybody yet, but you know, like I said, get your producer lined up.
Yeah. Got some ideas.
You gonna compete, Bird? You gonna jump
I think
in
I
here?
might. I've been itching to make music again. I flirted with it. I may or may not have a couple songs that are written and I just got to record. Wink, you know who you are. So yeah, it'll be a good time.
Word. But yeah, once again, shout out JCC, shout out Waterboy, shout out everybody who competed. Appreciate you guys. Back to the show. We still got music to listen to in the Sunday queue. Shout out everybody who's hanging out with us today. Let's see who's next.
Also, Casanova in chat, can I bring my own producer in the Discord? Yes. You know what I mean? Like, invite your friends, invite other artists, other producers. That's what the whole purpose of this is, brother.
Yeah.
Get them on in here.
You know, I'm kind of teetering. I haven't quite decided yet on should the producer actually be in the Discord in order for you to use that producer, right? Like, on the one hand, it kind of like limits the producers that could be used. On the other hand, it enriches the community by saying, like, we've got hundreds of producers here. Why can't you find one of them? You know, find, you know, some lackluster beat to polish up. I don't know. Well, maybe that's a third poll. I don't know. We'll see.
I like the idea of like, look, if you've got a talented producer, bring him in. Or fucking Noir, who's like, you know, I don't want to brutalize his artist name, Afeni. I don't know. The guy he always works with.
Oh yeah,
it's like
Femi
bring him in.
Ashola.
Yeah, right. Like, bring him in. Make him be part of the tournament, right?
Yeah, JCC, if you get Pharrell in here, you know, get him to leave his Star Trek Discord and come over to our Discord. I'm fine with that.
I do think if, you know, Noir picks his boy and he's like, all right, come to the Discord, there's going to be like 7 to 10 artists. They're like, fuck, that was the one I wanted to work with.
Yeah, you can plug someone else. Like, I think that would kind of showcase what we do here. Because I think a lot of people misconstrued, like, this is purely a music server. It's kind of just a community server. You can hang out here. You can play games here. You can do whatever the hell you want here. So I think the more talent that gathers in one place and we get to, like, vibe and know each other on a personal level, stuff like the documentary happens where people kind of meet up and we actually do things in person. So it can spawn into other things. So I would say if you know producers, you know other artists that aren't in our Discord, why not tell them, hey, I got this place that I, you know, spend a couple of hours away in the corner, huddled on my phone, typing to, you know, angrily, you know, yelling at the fallen dove in the lounge. You know, don't tell my other friends, but you can come join. Like, spread the word.
Yeah, man. In JCC, yes. I'm done writing to Miss the Boat. So fire. But then I also realized that, like, the chorus is going to come in before, like, the rap part's done, so I have to rework it to then make the chorus make sense. But yeah, 2 lines.
How long is it gonna chat? How long is it gonna take Bird to write 2 lines? Answers in the chat.
At least 2 years. Catch me 2 years from now.
Song will be released in 2028.
Yep.
All right. But yeah, Casanova, if you know a producer, Hell, just tell them create a Discord account. That's basically it. We just got to know that they're in the Discord and done deal. Moving on to the queue. Shout out to Compact Disc. Love Me at My Darkest. I've seen them in the voice chat a few times over the last few days. They don't say anything. They just join on mute, hang out, listen to the shenanigans. And that's cool too. You don't got to be a social butterfly. You can just be an introvert. I'm an introvert, but I'm forced to host this fucking show twice a week. Look at me.
Yeah, by threat of death. It's true.
Literally. Quite literally. Here's Dat Piff Archive. Line them up.
Why does my music keep glitching? Where the fuck did my music go?
Right, that was Dat Piff Archive by Love Me at My Darkest. Honestly, I really like that a lot. I mean, it's not my style of preference, but I really like how you use these heavy subs and instead of like kicks, you use the snares to kind of keep the momentum engaged. Like I really like the way that this was arranged and put together. Even if I probably might not ever listen to it again or it would ever be something that I would just throw on, I give this a very strong 8.5.
Honestly, I liked it too. I mean, it's short and sweet. You kind of get it, right? You get it for what it is. I think it took me a second to get into it. Like the first, I don't know, 20 seconds where it's just like the frantic high-pitched keys. It was kind of like, oh, fuck. And then in comes that deep bass. And you're like, oh, fuck. I would just say that like I wanted more of a, like when the drums came in, I think having kind of a traditional, I like the sounds of it. I just wanted the drum pattern to be more of a traditional rap drum cadence. And I think that would have crushed it the fuck out of the park. I would also say just in general, as far as production wise, I think you turn the entire thing down, the entire session down like 12 decibels. Like, yeah, we get it. Like somebody can turn it up and boom the trunk, but like let them choose that. For the artist or for the production on the internet, turn it down 12 decibels, and then you have a usable beat. I'd give it an 8.
Nah, it's a Fat Beanie type beat. Get Fat Beanie on there.
Bird.
What up, man? No need to be depressed. We're here for you.
Here we are. Yeah, man. There's people cooking up all the time in the Discord. Yeah, check it out. Make some friends. Or make some enemies. That can give you a reason to go on as well.
Frenemies? Yeah. I've had plenty of those.
What are you looking at me for?
I'm just talking to you. I'm not looking at. I'm just talking.
You're looking directly at me as you say that.
I'll look over here. Yeah, I've had frenemies before. Is that better? Hell, what am I supposed to look at? Oh, Love Me at My Darkest. Are you Japanese, or are you just like the Japanese, or is that Chinese? Fuck, that's Chinese. Are you just like the Chinese characters? Nah, man, no need to be depressed. You know, if you want to just join the voice chat and listen to people's shenanigans, Taiwanese, shout out, man. You actually live in Taiwan, or are you in a different area of the globe? But yeah, I was just saying, if you want to just join the voice chat and just chill, not actually engage, that's cool. You know, like I said, like we were saying, you know, about the whole producer artist thing, you know, this is just a place for people to hang out, chill, and vibe. So if, you know, you're having a moment in your life and you just want to, you know, listen to some other people's banter to take your mind off of what's going on in your world, love it. More power to you. And, you know, if you want to just listen to our show and never even join the chat, that's fine too. You know, we appreciate you submitting music. Think you're dope. And despite what D Bird says, don't turn that shit down. Leave it up. All the way up.
All the way down.
One thing that I will
can't
say,
hear.
I'm going to boldly claim before even pressing play is that if you made a producer tag, it will be way better than Artisan Beats.
Shots fired.
Fuck yeah. This shit's trash, man. Yeah, we've been telling them for months, change that producer tag. Here's Artisan Beats. Hood trap beat rule. You're an artist, I'm an artisan.
You're an artist, son.
You're an artist. I'm an artist.
I think I get it. I feel like the snares are just way too pronounced on this. Like the snare is louder than anything else that you have in this composition. It's very open-ended, which, you know, I'm not necessarily knocking or against, but style-wise, it leaves the artist to figure out how they need to navigate the beat. Like there's no guidance from the production standpoint. So, you know, you could end up with a drill track on this, or you could end up with, you know, somebody trying to, well, the way you did the little shakers, it leads itself more so to drill than anything. But yeah, it just, there's no guide, and the snares are loud. The only other thing, just being a little nitpicky about this, but I feel like if you're gonna make a video for your productions, you should probably use the artist that you're, you know, calling it a tight beat from. Why is Lil Yachty in this? Like if it's a Nims if it's a Nims beat, who is Nims? Like show me who Nims is. I think I can at least somewhat respect that about Tagami. Like I don't think that he's ever just put Drake in his videos. So show us who Nims is, because I couldn't pick him off the street. I give this a 7. I mean, it's a beat. Nah, 6.5. I think the mix could be better. 6.5.
Ray stands in the chat, so it sounds like an 80s action movie intrigue music. And I kind of agree. I think it's the guitar. The guitar felt a little out of place. And it felt like one of those, like, you know, afternoon on TNT, like TBS, you know, buddy cop lead ups, right? It's just
Yeah.
like it's a
With
lead
the
up
big,
to
with
a
the
buddy
big
cop.
hair.
Yeah, they've permed. They've got Mel Gibson with a perm. Yeah, the guitar just felt a little strange with all the other sounds. I thought the drum patterns and like a lot of the choices you made were good. I would just say that in general, the beat felt a little empty. And I think the guitar was like the attempt to fill it out a little bit more, but it just didn't quite fit in the way my ear wanted it to. So I'd probably give this a 7. That's where I'm at.
I love it, Noir. Noir responded to Artisan. Have you ever even watched the review?
What do you think that means?
think he just because he always posts 2 tracks. I think it just means do you even listen
Do you know
to the
not
feed?
to post 2 in a row?
that plus we've been telling him for months like, hey man, your producer tag kind of sucks. Can you make a different one?
I do wonder sometimes of like, we have all these people that just kind of post and then we never hear anything from them. We have been reviewing them every week for like, what,
Years.
2 years, 3
Yeah.
years, and like haven't heard a word from them. And I do wonder if they ever like watch it or if they're just like, my job's done. You know, I posted it, they're going to stream it.
Well,
Maybe
that's-
they'll talk about it, maybe they won't.
That's why I said I appreciate Love Me at My Darkest because, you know, at least I know that they were listening. I think they've responded on the Discord a couple times about some feedback. But I mean, you don't got to be vocal, but I mean, we just don't know if you guys exist sometimes.
That's also why I appreciate Fat Beanie.
Yeah.
You know, like literally listens to everything that we say and then comes back with 3 paragraphs of how like it was
How wrong we are.
Yeah, how it was like actually a very in-depth zombie story he was telling that we just couldn't hear.
Actually, I foretold the apocalypse and I divulged the theory of Pythagorean, and you guys didn't even catch it.
You didn't even fucking catch it. Right over the heads. And I respect it. It's like, all right, yeah, maybe we missed something.
Love Me at My Darkest. This one might be up your alley. I know it's not the same country, but Devi's from Thailand. He's back. Devi, fan favorite of Ray Stans and Passive the rapper. What could he be up to these days? D-Bird, are you ready for this?
No.
I thought you were a Devi fan. You know what I mean?
I'm a fan of everybody here.
Loaded bank account. Got some English and some Thai lyrics. All right. Let's see what Devi has been up to.
I'm hungry. Thai sounds kind of good.
It does. Thanks, Devi, for the idea.
Great idea. Shout out Hope Ministry. Appreciate you tuning in, man.
Hey,
yeah.
Rick and Thad.
Yeah, okay.
I like this beat.
I do too.
Okay. Put a drink in the cup, it get fizzy. Yeah. Shout out the money, they always miss me. We controlling the market, we make it busy. That's right. Should say down, way too nice. Lately, I ain't really trying to fight with you, baby. I ain't never trying to fight with you. Ooh, which cup, another C, I leave for 3, and not dare did you fight? No, you didn't. How? It's crazy. I just spent $1 million, baby. Okay, put me to my dog. I'ma just keep it for real. Okay, damn. Go up, put me with me, yeah. You just be playing for real, yeah. Shout out, put plenty, you tipate, yeah. One more put me with la. Okay, one day we gon' come back, make this shit vibe, and make this shit vibe get busy. Dropping that 20K, not rollie. Baby girl, tryna vibe, tryna know me. Drive the whip outside like it's stolen. Drop the top of the coupe for my brody. Put that shit on my tab, yeah, they know me. I ain't never seen nobody at Givenchy. Just a young rich player, ooh, yeah, young rich player. Put a drink in the cup, it get fizzy, yeah. Shout out the money, they always miss me, yeah. We controlling the market, we make it busy, yeah. That's right, Shy said down, way too nice. Lately, I ain't really trying to fight with you, baby. I ain't never trying to fight with you. Ooh, which cup, another C, I leave for 3, yeah. No, dare did you fight? No, you didn't. How? It's great, I got a loaded bank account. Okay. You could pee every day on the
This
trip.
is a vibe.
I got a loaded bank account. Rob by one wonder, but do make a big. I got a loaded bank account. Chopper come with me, this shit never miss. Yeah, I call her, told her, come watch your shit. Manga made that ass right, move me sit. I been straight in the cheese, this shit man caught dip. Losing pick, you want to go day long, hop it gym. Got my leg, one on, we're going messing it. Flipping that ball, like we flipping some bread. I ain't afraid of you boys, who call him a Google sickness. Cause we don't play with no toys, I hope you don't play with my stick. Why the fuck you keep on calling? I told you I'm out with my bitch. My bitch ain't no more, she styling, she popping her color, she changing the weather. We came from nothing, we made it to something. I pull out the Rolls Royce umbrella. Put a drink in the cup, it get fizzy, yeah. Shout out the money, they always miss me, yeah. We controlling the market, we make it busy, yeah. That's right, Shy said down, way too nice. Lately, I ain't really trying to fight with you, baby. I ain't never trying to fight with you. Ooh, which cup, another C, I leave for 3, yeah. No, dare did you fight? No, you didn't. How? It's great, I got a loaded bank account. Okay. You could pee every day on the trip. I got a loaded bank account. Rob by one wonder, but do make a big. I got a loaded bank account.
Track her come with me, this shit never miss. She I call her, told her come watch your shit.
All right, that was Devi with Loaded Bank Account. Huh.
This might surprise you, but I thought that was fire as fuck. I thought that was so good. In general, I'll just say that, like, one, I respect the Duolingo. And, you know, as a listener, I'm glad you told us ahead of time, because otherwise I'd be like, wait, what was that? And I'd have to like rewind a bunch of times to be like, what is he saying here? It's like, oh, I don't understand it because I don't speak that language. I think this was a great case study of, like, you take a simple poppy beat and you add in flavor. I think this was dripping with flavor, right? And like all the additional like ear candies, like, ooh, you know, like they're placed so well and so strategically throughout it, where like it fills in some of the gap left for, you know, the space in between the words, right? So I think you did a great job of all the additional layers, all the additional kind of ear candies. And although, yes, heavily auto-tuned, I think that this style works for you. And the confidence that came with this, it wasn't just let me say a thing and then slap some auto-tune on it. You were actually performing this throughout, and then the auto-tune was kind of the choice to make the sound that you wanted, versus a crutch where you're like, I'll just kind of uncomfortably say things, and then like with auto-tune now it's a rap, which some people like to do. So I am high on this. I'm just gonna give it a fucking 10 and call it a day. I'd listen to that again.
All right. I mean, I didn't get to that high of a mark. I think that's a good song, but I think I'm going to question the stylistic choice of the very high-pitched vocals, because I feel like you didn't need to go that high. It works, but I feel like you could have just used your regular voice and it still had the same effect. You're like a little Thailand Young Thug, basically. Like, you're just spouting out noises that sound good. I think my feedback for this is that the delivery could be more polished in some areas, and I think that's an aspect of, I don't know if you remember seeing Devi's like DAW sessions, but it's just like pieces like recorded here, everywhere. It's just like 30 pieces all like recorded one at a time. Like, I think if you had a more polished recording process, not to say that everything has to be done in one take, but if things were done in bigger chunks, like it would smoothen out the flow a little bit, and there would be more focused writing, or not that you write to begin with, but more focused statements in some of the lines that you say. Like, I feel like you kind of meander when you don't know what to say, and then you just make these noises. For this track, it works because it sounds good, but like, I feel like, you know, I'll make the argument that if you spent more time and more effort on like coming up with better lyrics, it would go a long way to make your songs more memorable, other than just you making random noises with auto-tune on it. I think that's the gap in my appreciation for your music, is that you seem to not put more value in saying actual things rather than saying them in a way that sounds cool. So, you know, I still think it's a good track. I think you still have come a long way from some of the stuff that we heard a couple years ago. I give it an 8. For the artist producer tournament, can you self-produce? What's the fun in that,
No.
Catalyst?
Yeah. How is that a joint effort?
What are you, schizophrenic? You got two personalities? You trying to sign up as Catalyst and Catalyst producer? No. 2 people, 2 bodies, pumping blood. Aliens might be accepted as long as they have a Discord account. All right, next up, Lonzo Jams. Then after that, we got Lucas. Then Papa Splash is back. The Fallen Dove, Mel Nooks, AD Rocky, V and Michael Casanova's in there. All right, we got a lot. We got to get going. So we got Hope Ministries at the end there. We need to get to the new person. Let's get rocking and rolling. Here is Lonzo Jams, Wretch, Bluefin Tuna featuring Dash. Lonzo Jams remix. You ever heard of Wretch?
No.
And you ever heard of Dash?
No.
All right, well, we're going to find out together.
That's all. Polo Sport and Goods. Mr. Eon is here.
Mr. Eon, I know that.
Shit I'm inhaling got me smelling like death in a place. For substance only can keep the stress off my face. Once I run with me, they usually keep weapons on waist. Cheddar to chase, he dead at face, ain't got bread in the safe. Game over, flame quota when I ain't sober. Engage hoes up in a Range Rover. Exchange flows for niggas paying quota. Exchange Lola for the bitch over. Raise, please give me my cheese. Praying on rappers, I swear I'm never hitting my knees. Cold as fuck, I hit
Oh, you subbed?
feeling the breeze. Don't make me up.
Oh, wait. I know.
Racist me, hit me whatever you call me. Show me the utmost. Feeling like I'm topmost. French handling gun smoke. Savior to my brothers, to my mother. I'm a thug though. Everything that's wrong or right, just blame it on the plug, yo. I never blame it on the drugs though.
If you my me is the only way it should be. More problems for you, that's more problems for me. So more problems for us, that's more problems for them. I ride with you to the end, wish me the grave of the pen. Started eating acid tabs, I ain't been the same since. Handshaking, smoking the dope. Picture my life as getting throw on a boat. Show for the round, getting flit in a car. Barely old enough to drink at the bar. A little boozy off the shit in the jar. Keep up with coke, I keep drugs in my coat. I like to wake up, take a piss on the roof. Old heads of who kid is the truth. I tell tales, identify with the youth. That's the reason they ain't fucking with you. They can't relate with anything that you do. I learn my thuggish ways, be the strip. The stuff provided that would be the flip. I'm in the fly, blowing tree in the wind. The leaves are scattered cause approaching the store. All my life I just wanted to ball. Now I'm slim dunking all in the paint. My new bitch provide a foreign escape. I'm smoking loud, packed throughout the estate. The dude cereal serving a lake. Nigga, if you want me, it's the only way it should be. More problems for you, that's more problems for me. So more problems for us, that's more problems for them. I ride with you to the end, wish me the grave of the pen jizz.
All right, that was Wretch, Bluefin Tuna featuring Dash, Lonzo Jams remix. I'm not familiar with the original song, so if I had to, judge your production, I think the beat itself is cool. Nice steady melody to it, kind of not quite boom bap, but it feels old school enough that people could drop some introspective rhymes on it, but it doesn't by any means sound dated. So if I had to rate the beat itself, I give it, a 7.5. I think it's consistent and steady. If I have to rate it like with the remix as a whole, I don't think the song really does the beat any favors, but I also don't think the beat does the song any favors. The song doesn't do the beat favors, and the beat doesn't do the song favors. I don't think they necessarily clash, but they don't necessarily elevate each other, I would say. I'll leave it at that. But if I had to rate the beat by itself, I get it a 7.5.
It's like you took several good things and then made them into one bad thing. and I say that to say this. Like, look, I'm not trying to hate. Like, the beat itself, fire, so good. I actually love the beat. If it was just the beat, I think the only thing that was wrong with it in my mind was just too goddamn loud. You know what I mean? Like, you can turn that down 6 decibels and boom, now you have a solid boom bap, like perfect beat to rap over. I'd give the beat a 9 if you just make it not so goddamn loud. Now you took poor quality, fucking 12-bit vocals and tossed them over there to some random song no one's heard about before. I do think it's smart that it's not like, okay, here's Drake, nice for what lyrics, because that blows my fucking mind. People try to do that. But at the same time, like, this wasn't made for this beat, and I don't think it fit well. And I think one of the biggest issue was the quality of the vocals. Like, timing wise, sure. Did it match the BPM? Yeah. But you could barely hear what the fuck they were saying. It sounds like, you're listening to your neighbor yell at his wife next door rather than like have a conversation with you, at your front porch. I'd give this one a 5 because the vocals are so bad, but a 9 for the beat. Maybe just don't put random lyrics or random vocals that you ripped off of fucking LimeWire on your production. You
They're
don't
not
need it.
random if they're your favorite artist, though, Bird.
You don't need it. This is good.
All right.
Without.
Let me state something real quick just to clarify for Hope Ministry, because I know this can be confusing. So on Twitch and Kick and Discord, subscription is like, you pay to subscribe. Whereas on YouTube, subscribing is just basically like following the channel, but you have to be a member in order to, a membership on YouTube equates to a Twitch subscription is basically how I say it. And subscribing on YouTube is equating to following on Twitch. So it does not count as a skip, unfortunately, but we do appreciate you subscribing on YouTube. And with that said, welcome back, Mr. Classy. Classy is who I was thinking about a couple weeks ago when I said there was somebody who posted a song, and I was like, sounds like the guy who used to post music all the time. I remembered it the other day, but the fact that Classy showed up is like irony in itself. But shout out Classy for resurfacing and blessing us with a sub and gifting a sub as well.
Shout out.
Classy, how you been? You're up in Canada, right?
What a great place to be.
Have you ever been to Canada?
I grew up next to Canada. I was 15 minutes from the border, brother.
I mean, I grew up next to Cuba. I've never been to Cuba. The fuck?
I mean, next to. Classy's like Dallas.
Dallas.
Close. So that's your neck of the woods.
Hold on.
You guys could be buddies.
I could have maybe it's just. Who am I thinking of? It's from Canada.
Noir.
No, I know Noir is in Canada. I could have swore Classy was from Canada. Oh, all right. Welcome to Dallas. All right.
He owns Dallas, so I'm surprised you didn't check in with him.
It'd be hard to check in with me. I'm like an hour and a half outside of the city.
Fair.
All right. Here's Memories Draft by Classy.
Bloody eyes.
Zika.
Her we ain't never played, 'cause she took that love away. We got memories, but you don't care about a thing. You just left me with a stain. We got memories.
You ain't gotta check in with me, Classy.
Say you need a space, but you was living in my head. Tell me how to call me up and still slip in my bed. I've been trying to hear, but every text you send me slag. You know exactly what you do, your love keep me fed. You ain't never love me, you just love what you could get. Took your pieces on my heart, I never paid the debt. I was giving what I love, I give you my respect. Funny how you let it out and still expect a check. Now I'm looking at my past like, damn, I did I miss it. Every time you put away, I blame it on the dishes. Left me supposed to feel like begging for permission. How we end up losing, I bet stay in one position. You was talking about the future, but your action never matched. Every promise that you made was just another lie you patched. Now I'm looking at your love like something stolen, never crashed. Funny how you say you care, but disappear right after memories. We got memories, but they don't hear the send no more. Since you walk right out the door. We got memories, but they just said we ain't never played. 'Cause she took that love away. We got memories, but you don't care about a thing. You just left me with a stain. We got memories, but they don't mean anything. 'Cause she left with everything. Every time I try to leave, you find a way inside my mind. Pulling on my history like love is something you design. I can't keep reliving moments that were never really mine. Your lips, they gotta play it, but it's one I can't rewind. We got memories, but they don't hear the sound no more. Since you walk right out the door. We got memories, but it's just how we never play. Cause you took that love away. We got memories, but you don't care about a thing. You just left me with a stain. We got memories, but they don't mean anything. Cause you left with everything.
All right, that's Memories by Mr. Classy himself, not from Canada, from Dallas. It's a draft. Shout out to Classy. Always solid vocal performance, super consistent. I like the beat choice on this. I like the smoothness of the harmonies. If I had to criticize one thing, I would say sometimes some of the layers or the ad-libs, the alignment isn't quite as clean as I thought maybe it should sound, but it's not like a total distraction from the overall piece. I feel like it's more so like kind of your stylistic choice, because Tupac used to record sloppy doubles, but it sounded good the way that he did it. And I think you have that same element where you do things at different tones, so it doesn't necessarily clash. It kind of adds like a doubling effect. And I think, after listening to a lot of your music, that's kind of your signature, when you hear the vocals, that's how you sound. So I think it works. Other than that, I think it's a smooth song. I give this a 9, objectively.
Objectively. What about subjectively?
8.
Look, awesome vocal performance. I thought you did your thing on this one. My big constructive criticism is the pacing. Like, I was fucking falling asleep in the first 50 seconds before it got to the meat and potatoes, baby. I'm sitting here at dinner and they're like, oh, would you like, half of a breath mint as an appetizer? No, motherfucker, I want my steak. You know what I mean? I feel like it took so long to get going. And then in the middle, you kind of see the peaks and valleys. And then there's a long, thin pause section where, again, the fucking, the momentum dies, right before the final chorus. And in that final chorus, I think maybe you do it 3 times. Just song structure wise, it felt like I wanted everything to move faster. So the beginning, I would condense that. I'd probably cut like the first, let's call it 8 bars off, and then come in as you're kind of introducing, like, oh, here's where I'm going to be singing. And it's like building up. And then in that long section, either just cut that out altogether or have it 4 bars max. And then at the end, where the chorus kind of repeats, I think it just repeated 1 time too many. So other than that, like that's a pretty small, like, part of it is just structuring it all together to make a stronger piece. That would be my preference and my suggestions. I'd still give it a objective 9.
D-Bird doesn't like foreplay, basically, is what you're saying. Just get straight to the vagina.
What's crazy is he won't be using this beat for the song. Good. Maybe in the next beat, you don't have to have these long sections of nothing.
That's crazy. What beat are you going to? I'd be curious to see how it sounds on a different beat. But I think the song is good overall, though. Keep the foreplay.
I don't believe in foreplay.
Bend over. Straight to the poon poon.
Poon poon, zoom zoom.
All right, next up, Lucas tried to fix the breath problem, added a hook and chorus. Okay, Here's Veteran.
You fixed the 4 minutes and 2 seconds problem. 20 seconds of build-up.
I'm trying to walk a straight line, but the line hella thin. It was easier when I could just go right to the win. I remember feeling more peace, no need to fight with a friend or discrimination from a guy drowning in pride for his skin. Or the way you speak, carry yourself, or where you from. Genuine love is everywhere now, there is none. Bonds more loose than nooses that were never done. Still keep in touch, but the numbers never hit up. Been a kid for a while, but now I'm a veteran. Afraid of what's next by the time I level up. Been crashing too much when I hit sugar rush. Energy was uncontainable, now I'm shriveled up. And I got a lot of friends, but I lost the realer ones from the days of old. Daily we talk, the clearest bonds. Like connections feeling weak, I don't talk to anyone, but I hope to see them all when our God will take us up. Yet I feel like I won't. I see the people they befriend, try get them out the hole. They digging deeper in instead, they ain't hearing the love. They too conceited till it's end. Minds are stuck in the curb, and then there's evil things ahead. And they hear what I say, but it goes out the other end. None of my words ever stay. The ignorance is looking clear, everyone in the vein, until the moment then appears. Only when it's too late do people finally wanna hear. Don't cut me out, yeah, I'm trying my best. Fell behind a few times, I'm coming back to reset. I'm imperfect, I know, but I learn as I grow. Yeah, my purpose not known, but I'll do what I know. When the hurt that I feel for the souls that got lost, so they find themselves and their hearts get soft. Don't cut me out, yeah, I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best, I'm trying, don't cut me out yet. I want back my days of innocence, where blissfulness felt secure and I could live with it, not thinking about the end. That's when the curious mind took a trip to a place, not how I pictured it, and never had to grieve. I just sit back, maybe play a game. Still I do it, but it don't sit right, it just ain't the same. I don't get it, why can't I love things like I used to? Barely put in effort in stuff that I am new to. Standards raised, target isn't me no more. I can't complain when new people come in the world. It's gonna have to change, but to see what gets their attention is rather strange. It seems we lost the spark making art, don't get no accolades. Rather they prefer to see content that's generated by artificial intelligence, and the saddest wave passes every time that I see it. Our souls have passed away when more eyes are on the machine. Humans are cast away, and this is the point where I was born into. We're losing the plot, the corporates are bored into, cause the profits are quick and the pigs can sniff it when the people don't want it. Very few of them listen. Some of us can't even pick apart the fact from the fiction. That fact is disturbed, but the life's been blurred and info but mix it. But I'ma persevere through it, try to clear through it. As my ancestors, how the hell did they do it? Don't cut me out, yeah, I'm trying my best. Fell behind a few times, I'm coming back to reset. I'm imperfect, I know, but I learn as I grow. Yeah, my purpose not known, but I'll do what I know. When the hurt that I feel for the souls that got lost, so they find themselves and their hearts get soft. Don't cut me out, yeah, I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best, I'm trying, don't cut me out yet.
Just a lot of beat there at the end. That was Lucas with Veteran. How do you like those fixes, D-Bird?
I would say I like the idea for the chorus. I think from a technical standpoint, like the mix is a little off. It's a little loud. So, you know, it didn't quite hit, you know, the way it needed to kind of tie everything together, right? I just think that the background vocals were a little loud on this. I like the writing. I like what you did there. It's just, you got to figure out how to mix it properly. As far as the raps go, I think, again, like it's almost there. I think it's just some of the timing is a little awkward. And I think it just comes to like finding that comfortability in the space, you know, filling out the timing in a comfortable way, right? In general, I think this is a step forward, that you're not just like slamming, you know, paragraphs onto here. You're like, oh, like, how do I make a more complete song? It's just the overall volume of all of the vocals, they're just so on top of the beat. It's so loud that like you're hyper focused as the listener on kind of each of the intricacies and each of the deficiencies of the delivery, rather than just kind of enjoying like, oh, here's a song, it's just here's some vocals with some slight instrumental underneath it. You know what I mean? So overall, turn the vocals down, and I think that'll instantly improve kind of how it lands. The last thing I'd say is like the drums are nothing on this beat, and it was infuriating. It sounded like I actually kind of liked it. It was kind of like a weird carnival barker tune, but it needed some actual snares because otherwise it's like, what are we doing here? Overall, I'd give it a 7 as like there's some technical parts that I didn't enjoy as much, but I think you're going in the right direction.
Yeah. I think adding a hook helped, like D-Bird said, rather than being slammed with a wall of verbiage. Breaking it apart with a hook helps to digest some of it in smaller chunks. But I think, overall what I'm hearing is it's really just your recording situation that's holding you back. Since you're recording on a headset mic, you can't be as expressive as I think that you would like to be, because maybe you have to have some sort of proximity to your microphone in order for it to come across clear, which makes it sound a little bit more stoic and not pronounced with inflections. So, I think you get it. I'm not knocking your ability to expand and be better. I think that your limitation at this point is just purely your microphone situation, because without having like a microphone that's just like free, like this, for example, like you can't be animated, you can't be vocal, you can't move around a little bit. And I think that's what's missing from your recording, is that comfort of I can say things how I want to say without worrying about, is my mic picking it up or is it loud enough and all these other things. So, as far as the song structure and arrangement, step in the right direction. I think keep making hooks, keep working on breath control and all those other things. But, definitely, everybody's situation is different. But I think definitely the next level up for you is like getting an actual microphone not attached to a phone or a tablet or whatever, so that you can like move around and have a bit more flexibility in how you deliver things. So I'd give this I give it 6.5. I think the vocals are loud a bit too, like Bird said, just too on top of the beat. You can dial those back, but I think, a lot of potential here for improvement.
You know what?
What?
What is that? I want to watch The Wicker Man again.
The Wicker
Nicolas
Man?
Cage. Yeah. Have you ever seen The Wicker Man?
Can't say
With
that I
Nicolas
have.
Cage?
Let me look
Oh,
it up.
man.
The
It's so
Wicker?
fucking good. Oh, the bees! Like he's just overacting everything. And there's a scene, no spoilers, where he like, I think punches a little girl just right in the fucking face.
What?
Yeah. So hilarious. Yeah.
The Wicker Man.
That might be a fun community event. Watch it together.
Does watching a little girl get punched in the face? That's our community.
That's community bonding night. Yeah.
All right, if you say so.
She deserved it. So
I'm not denying that, but we deserve some more noir. Got a tip.
Shout the fuck out. Noir, who tell us in chat who you're looking to work with for this producer tournament. Break some hearts.
Or leave us wondering up until the last minute. Because Casanova already called you out. He's like, I want Noir. And I've heard
Pretty
your
much
name.
everyone
I've heard a
has
couple of
called
people.
Noir.
Yeah, I heard a couple of people call you. Let's see. Another long-term artist working with named Jay Malaki. Hails from
Malaki
the UK.
means shit in Scottish.
I think you're thinking about malarkey.
We'll never know. There's no way to tell.
I think it's pretty easy to tell by the spelling.
J bullshit from the UK. Got it.
Hails from the UK, working with him on a number of projects. Here's a draft from one of them. All right, I'll drop his Spotify link in the chat. Here's Gold Rush by Jay Malachi. Oh, wow.
That skin is so gorgeous. No, I never seen nothing as purest. The culture up in the mind is a gold rush. Now they run to the sea, they adore us.
Yeah, better pay this day, December. Who that as a window never gonna make this nice to remember. Divided we fool, baby bears together. We should hit the Gold Coast. I'm thinking deep for your treasure. Why A&R still calling me urban? Frozen meat in the ice cream bowl, I'm hurting. We don't give a damn if it's planting or planting. We just wanna see what her buddies do for certain.
Half up, half down, what's crazy?
Yeah, tell the truth, baby girl, ain't got no preference. You can call me Big Daddy, like Tim's your essence. Only regret was too young for Genevieve. Only regret could never take tea while home. I ain't dwelling on the past with a glass of the Henny, my friend. More guano felly felly.
That skin is so gorgeous. No, I never seen nothing as purest. The culture up in the mind is a gold rush. Now they run to the sea, they adore us.
Waiting for the sun, waiting for the sun, waiting for the sun.
Yeah. She know she bad for the business. First base gym, you know her arts into fitness. Split the G, baby, I ain't talk about no Guinness. Time to fly first class to Naj when it's Christmas. My common sense telling me show you some bad news. I heard the devil was part of Wahala Wagyu. I wanna paint you a picture like I'm Picasso and share it in Nikki Gallery. True, I to line nines too. I built a statue for your fine arts. Yeah, we sip Patron from a wine glass. They don't wanna hear me rap like this, cause if he takes a no boy, he get rap real quick. So perfection, baby, the dark skin, mahogany, set stones and tattoos. I want apologies. Nope, 1 million on your diary list. Fuck yeah, I'ma pay it tonight. Where's your mama's crib?
That skin is so gorgeous. No, I never seen nothing as purest. The culture up in the mind is a gold rush. Now they run to the sea, they adore us.
Waiting for the sun, waiting for the sun, waiting for the sun.
Right, that was Jay Malachi, produced by Noir Gold Rush. I like this for a draft. You know, I think the beat is dope, and I think the way that he flowed on top of it is dope, and it blends in well, especially with the female vocals. I think one thing that's always a struggle for artists from the UK, but you know, just folks from other countries in general, competing against, you know, a genre of music that originated from urban Americans, is like the challenge of like overcoming your accent. I think that his way of flowing on this beat, it breeds well for getting acceptance, because it's not a difficult listen to, you know, digest what he's saying. And I think people can interpret it pretty quickly and pretty easily. So, you know, I think that he has a leg up on a lot of things that I hear other UK artists struggle with, is like, well, you just pronounce it funny, which, I mean, yeah, that's just how they pronounce things over there. But I think that his way of rapping and intertwining things on top of the beat lyrically, I think it works in his favor. So, you know, I'm curious to see what the rest of this project that you guys are putting together would sound like. But for this, you know, obviously needs a mix. It's rough, but I'd give it a 9. You know, if it was mixed and done, I'd probably give it a 10.
Yeah, I mean, the only issues I had with it were mix issues, right? I think just right off the bat, I had to like turn down the track like a couple clicks just from the master volume. But, you know, mix and quality aside, I liked that artist. I think that was a good introduction to Jay Malachi. Big fan of the second verse as well. I think that's when it sold me. I wasn't all the way sold in the first verse. I was like, okay, yeah, I get it. And then the second verse, I was like, all right, this guy can rap, you know? Great lyrics and interesting style. So I'm at a 9 as well, just for some of the roughness around the edges. Solid.
All right, I'm gonna try to fire through some of these. Next up, Tebow, aka Papa Splash. Splash. Here is No Debate.
This week only, get massive savings on top styles at
Ashley Furniture. Then Tebow.
Take a knee.
Yeah. Talking my homie, I wanna be lonely, it's over the top, it's always extremes. Man in the middle, I still kept it civil, I saw the potential, so caught in between. She wanted me, so why you gon' tweak? She wanting trips out the state, so why you gon' trip in the States? Keep that comparison shit, it's never up for debate. It's always up for the snakes, never been one of them guys, I'm not the one you should try. Talk to me, better watch tones. On the road, now I'm back home. Not like them, but I hit home. I hit a 6 like the end zone. Put that bitch in the friend zone. Take off the mask, identity shown. You just a bitch, cover is blown. Was on to the next, but she was your clone. Let's go. There's no debate. There's no debate. No. There's no debate. There's no debate. Let's go. There's no debate. I can't lie like it doesn't hurt. Wanted a friend when I wasn't her. Tuck one away, put it in reserve. Gave too much faith when it wasn't earned. Here's a problem, I'm giving out trust, so it's broke. They turn into me and want me to solve them after I'm played as a joke. How you go ghost and double back like it's growth? How you go missing whenever I'm stuck in the smoke? I kept it solid, I kept receipts but couldn't get hands on the note. There's no debate. There's no debate. There's no debate. Let's go. There's no debate. There's no debate. Let's go. There's no debate. There's no debate. Let's go.
Let's go back.
That was
Sloppy.
no debate by Tebow.
I'll put this into 2 sections, right? The first half before that middle piece, pretty good. I was like, okay, yeah, like the writing's a little, it's a little simple maybe, but like I think the energy was there. Like he was on time, and I liked the aggression with the beat. And then kind of out of nowhere, the energy dropped, and you're kind of like whispering like the chorus, but it's not really a chorus. It's just like kind of a section where you're breaking up the rhymes. And then in comes the second piece. It was like, this doesn't feel like it was written for this beat. You know, like it was just completely different timing. And I don't know if you tried to like switch up the rhyme schemes or switch up the rhyme pattern. It just didn't work, right? Like you were just off. It didn't fit the beat. Especially not with the first part that you're like, here's how I'm approaching this song. And then you kind of like whispered an interlude and then come back in with like almost spoken word. It's like, I don't know. And then at the end, it's like, okay, we're fading out and now we'll sloppily come back in, like cut that last piece off. It felt like what I initially thought was like, oh, this is like, you know, a pretty good style. Like this guy knows what he's doing. And then the second part, I was like, oh, maybe he's not as experienced as I initially thought. Was kind of my takeaway from how the writing fit the second piece. And then like that piece at the end that was just kind of left there. Overall, I'll just split the difference and say it's a 7 from me, but it's not bad.
Here's my interpretation of what D Bird just said. I think the first verse was solid. Like the first verse, you had me hooked in. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. And then you had like this empty pocket right before you did the hook. I feel like the hook needed more energy. Like it's got a like kind of a hype beat. You need a little bit more hype energy. Like you need a call and response type hook on this is what I feel would work best. the second verse is where you lost me. I feel like the second verse didn't have the polish of the delivery, and the writing was not as strong as the first verse. It seems like this is on a release project, but my recommendation to you would be take off your second verse and find somebody hype and energetic to do a second verse on this, and maybe even do the hook on this. Like, I feel like this track could be something more for you, but I think that the second verse kind of is a letdown in comparison to the first verse. I was definitely like feeling it after verse 1, but then the hook underperformed and the second verse just wasn't up to snuff. So that would be my thoughts on this, but I think it's cool sounding overall. Just disappointing second half. I give it a, I guess I give it a 7. I think that's fair. Next up, Fallen Dove, My Starlight.
My sunshine, you are my starlight, also as a star. You the devil bright, like intelligence. You got common sense, but then you're rare and I got the expense.
With Viboy, poet bands, with my green girlfriend. I'm taking a low way in Japan. Meal getting a minute, platter covered slicey power. On the pricey tickets and a watch so icy. So that bitch will make you happy.
Hold my hand, sing with me. Hey, love on me, to kiss me. Hold my hand, sing with me again. Love on me, yeah. Kiss me again. You are my sunshine, you are my starlight, also as a star. You the devil bright, like intelligence. You got common sense, but then you're rare and I got the expense. You are my sunshine, you are my starlight, also as a star. You the devil bright, like intelligence. You got common sense, but then you're rare and I got the expense.
Okay, that was the Fallen Dove with My Starlight. Yeah, the ad libs is just a cluster of vocals on top of each other, and it, you know, in the same way that we say, "Hey, Fat Beanie, we can't hear your verse over the music. I can't hear your verse over your multiple vocal layers."
Yeah,
like you just got too much going on. I had a thought. Take from it
What's
what
the
you
thought?
will. Fallen Dove, I feel like you need to go on YouTube University and like look up lessons on like how actors do different vocal performances, because I feel like you need to master your voice in order to better your delivery. I think that that's the ever evolving thing with you, is like you're always changing how you're sounding with your voice and your performance. And I think maybe some acting lessons would show you like, well, how do actors like put on a character? And I'm not saying that you need to put on a character, but how do actors necessarily control their voice for different method acting and different performances? But yeah, I think the main gripe with this is just like, it's just too much vocally going on at one time, and it's hard to focus on a particular layer. I give this a 3.5.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like every Fallen Dove track, we come up with kind of new creative ways to say the same thing, right? Which is, you're not performing with your voice. Your delivery is just chance. You're not performing a song. You're not, you know, here's my lyrics and here's how I match them to the beat in a way that is comfortable for listeners. You kind of don't give a fuck about that. You just chant whatever you have written down kind of in one tone the whole fucking time. And I've said it a million times, like, you're just chanting in one tone, no matter what tone the beat is. And that's not how you music. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not music. You're just chanting over whatever fucking beat boops that you picked for that week. So yeah, Dice said, find how actors use their voice. I think in the past we've said, like, look up persuasive speeches, public speaking, right? They have different ways to use tone and inflection. That's what's missing is tone and inflection. However you figure it out, figure it the fuck out. But tone and inflection, that's what's missing. 3.
Next time at work, if somebody asks me, how do I fix this issue, I'm going to use that response. However you figure it out, figure it the fuck out. I like that.
Well, like, I respect you, and it seems like you want to be better. We've given you the keys, brother. I don't know if you've ever looked it up. We've even done, suggestions of like, hey, why don't you try recording another song that you like? Literally do like a karaoke of like, Nelly Hot and Her or something. Like whatever song you pick, do it in a way like, oh, he's using his voice. He's higher here. He's lower here. He's giving more emphasis here. Your songs are all just loud chants. I just say this the whole time. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, kind of to summarize what Bird is saying as far as the tones, it's like you always sing your songs in the same method regardless of the beat that you chose. You're always like da 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 da. Like you always use those same inflections no matter what the beat is calling for. And I think that's why I'm like, you need to learn how to perform to what the setting is actually around you. Like if the beat is dark, you don't sing in a high cadence. If the beat is light and airy, you don't go deep voice on us. Like you need to learn how to apply different methods to different settings, and I think maybe that'll help. And yeah, like JCC said, I think I've said that before. You need to relax. You're too energetic, and you're not pacing yourself. So maybe something will stick on the wall of stickiness one day.
Wall of stickiness?
Don't quote me.
Do you have a wall full of stickiness stuff?
Wall.
What does Dice know that I don't?
All right. Next up, Mel Nooks, aka Phantomly Reaper. If he's out there lurking on the Twitch chat, here is Fortuitous.
Did they leave? I thought they left.
They left where?
Somebody else.
Huh?
I thought Mel Nooks left our Discord.
Nah. That was Birdcage.
Wait, what? Okay. JCC, you getting in a fight again?
It happens. Tournaments, man, brings it out. Every tournament somebody leaves. Coulter.
I didn't fucking win, so I'm out of here.
Birdcage. Waiting on how he's going to make this weird.
Makes me even more hungry. Mel Nooks with Fortuitous.
always experiments with how to like warp sounds and poke at people's brains with the sonic choices. I think this one was less experimental and adventurous, but not in a bad way. I'm all for trying things out, but I think this one is kind of more acceptable from a just easy listen standpoint. Um, some contrasting styles, but I think you made it work, kind of blending together. I'm not sure if it, fully n- molds together, but it's listenable. Interesting listen. You usually always have a pretty clean mix on things, so I don't really have anything to comment on there other than just kind of the stylistic arrangement. I'd give this a 7.
You know what? I like this a lot. I think, I don't know, for me, it almost, again, kind of felt like two different songs. You had kind of a long section where it was just, the flute, the nature sounds, the whatever. And you're like, okay, but what next? And then in comes the like the fucking hard drums. That hit so hard, brother. I was like, okay, I like this. I just kind of wish it was more evened out. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. Your songs are for you, and like, who cares about artists ever wanting to use them? But like, I think this could be a cool, if you combined the two sections, like, okay, first you start off with the nature sounds, then you add the flute layer, and then comes the drums, and boom. Like, I think you can have a full ass song versus like, here's a section without the hard drums, here's a section with the hard drums, there's a brief pause in the middle, the hard drums come back, done. You know what I mean? I'll just say I liked it. 8.5. Doesn't feel like either have to be on its own. I wish it was more cohesive for artists to get on.
All right, next up, AD Rocky says he still got to re-record and did a rewrite for the third EP. What? All right, bunch of mumbo jumbo. Here's AD Rocky. Want to get close.
Running with the wrong team, couldn't love myself, so I settled for the wrong dream. I didn't think I was deserving of nice things, cause my entire life I tried and tried, but tried to spark my life, but my life was ripe with strife. I blame myself until I met my lady, kinda like she unwrote that lack of hope, that lady broke my destiny. Was an early rest in peace, but now that light is heavenly. Brightest eyes and widest smile, she could see the pain in me. Understood what family and my exes never seemed to read. If her favorite color's red, I bleed a symphony, cause I believe every motherfucking word she said to me.
Is this your girl, AD? Or cheating on her musically?
Women dating stupid men doesn't make them clueless to nothing, but they on beauty shit. Unless makeup is a hobby, if you want the truest shit, then don't make up anything. Be your only way to get them. You're at the best when you roll. Get your snarl like a dolphin and crawl up in bed and make a ball. Start cuddling then tomorrow we gon' do the same shit, making it so that the thought of needing someone to be happy gonna go and fall. Cause if they can make you happy, they can take it, but you're all lovable, huggable, thugging in the heavy bra. My motherfucking queen, I'ma marry you, I want to sing that hook.
AD Rocky. Alright, I get it. I got feedback for you, AD Rocky. I mean, first and foremost, just to get it out of the way, the vocals sound a little bit tinny. I don't know if you ever found your interface so that you can use your new microphone, but that would help this quality wise. But I'm not gonna weigh on that too much. The one thing that I would like you to start doing in the future right now you're at this 60-40 split where 60% of your lines end in another line. I would challenge you to like push that percentage to like 90% of your lines should end within the same bar. And instead of this, like, I'm going to start a sentence and finish it over here, like you do that all the time, and it makes your flow a little bit choppy and disjointed. You were riding this beat, don't get me wrong, but it makes the interpretation of what you're saying kind of like a challenge. It's like, man, how do I say this without being politically incorrect? Okay. It's like back in elementary school when everybody had to read a paragraph out loud, and they get to the kid who's not quite as adept as reading as other people. It's very choppy, and it's like,
Today, Junior?
no, not like stuttering. I'm just saying, it's like, when,
I know what you're saying.
Well, Bird, you don't watch Seinfeld, but there was an episode where somebody was giving somebody a phone number or a credit card number, and they're like, there's a certain cadence to it, right? There's like, da, 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 da. Like, instead you're like, da, 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 da. Like, there's a cadence that we recognize sentence structures in that you're just totally ignoring every time you do a rap song. It's like, Tim went to the store and bought himself an egg. Like, you gotta like, it makes you confused as a listener, where like, I wish that you would complete your thoughts within the bar structure of the beat rather than like breaking it into like disjointed sections. So as much as you were riding the beat and the flow was for the most part on for this song, I would say in future writing efforts and recordings, if you can like shift that percentage to where you finish the bars within the structure of the actual bar of the beat, it would make the listening, the understanding of what you're saying and following along with the story much smoother process. Because now I kind of like, wait, like, oh, it's a cliffhanger. Is he done saying that statement? There was a couple times where literally like you ended the line and I'm like, wait, is that the end of this line, or is that the start of the next line? And I'm like second guessing myself as I'm listening. So I think that would help your writing a whole hell of a lot, story structure wise. Still think you did a good job on this. Fuck, I'll give it a 7.5. I think you did a good job. It's just the writing frustrates the fuck out of me. What up, Robot?
Shout out, Robot. Glad you were able to join. AD Rocky. Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything Dice said. Like, it's the spillage, right? The spillage over into the next lines. It creates a feeling of, wow, there's a lot of filler in this writing, right? Because like, why do many word when few word do good? You know what I mean? As Kevin Malone would say from The Office. So something to think about, you know, as you continue on this journey. Do I need to have 2 entire lines to say basically one line of stuff? Right. The only other thing Dice kind of touched on as well is just the quality of the vocals. For me, it sounded like it needed a de-esser. It's just like, yeah, kind of harsh. But I think overall this was pretty good. And if you showed this to your girl and she isn't the chorus person, maybe she gets jealous. Maybe she stabs you when you're sleeping. But I think it's an overall solid song. I'll give it a 7.5 too.
Yeah. It's frustrating to listen to. Okay. Next up.
I've been more frustrated by other songs. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
There was only a couple times where you twisted the word, said it unnaturally, and it wasn't as egregious as previous times.
He's getting better at that.
It's getting better.
Next up. Verandco.
Vate 88. Van.
Amberson. FCB. How many we got left? Five more after this.
Is that it?
That's it. Getting there.
I want to go all day, baby. More.
I'm hungry. I don't want to go all day. I'm starving.
Just kidding. Yeah, my girl would kill me if I go too much longer. It's time for food, son.
Nothing you do could frustrate me, Robot.
I mean, it's pretty simple to frustrate us.
Well, okay. If you make a song with clearly enunced ERs and INGs, that would absolutely frustrate me. I'm sorry. Take that back.
If you rap all in the same tone and don't change your inflection at all, frustrating.
Yeah,
No.
D-Bird, easy to frustrate.
Yeah, I get wild up.
For this beat, it's just underpronounced. Like the drums aren't hitting very hard. The hi-hats and everything, they're at the right tones, just the drums are underpronounced. I would make the drums a little bit more present in it. And then the strings and synths that you're using for your melodies, they're just kind of in the background as well. It just needs a little bit more balance, from the mix standpoint. Also, the arrangement is just kind of, to put it bluntly, basic as hell. You could do more with the arrangement to keep it interesting and keep it engaging. So, get your pieces and then shuffle them around. Like, do some sounds here, less sounds here, some sounds here, more sounds here, like those kind of things. Where this is at, I give it a 4. I think it just needs a lot of work.
Yeah, I'm at the same as Dice. I think it's just, needs harder drums. I liked the synth pads. I liked the hi-hats. It's just the snare was so goddamn stock. And I think that because it just kind of ping-pong between these two tones, but like it just needs more. Right, it needs to be fleshed out a little bit more. So I'll give it a 5. It's not bad.
Yeah. Shout out Drunk Robot. Appreciate you for subscribing. Hope Ministry. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and you are number 5. We're getting there. We're working through it. Promise. Cross my heart. Don't swear to die though. Got shit to do. I got work tomorrow. Next up, Michael OTW. That means on the way, right?
Yep, sure does.
I'm still hip. All right, I got it.
Did Robot drop another song for us to?
Not yet, but if he does, we got it.
Rules are rules, We are just a slave to the almighty dollar. Capitalism, it crushes each one of us individually.
The Dow is over 50,000.
Oh, thank God.
It was. We were missing 92,000 jobs last month. Okay. Next up, Michael OTW. Shout out AD Rocky.
I like that term, spillage.
Spillage.
Baby, I know we've been falling into changes. And if we run, who's gonna be around until we face it? And anytime we faded, I knew this would be a longer way. And once the day is faded, let me know when you were on the way. Calling my phone, and nobody knows you're. It's 3 of you know. On the way. Shoulder love, 2 handshakes from shoulder up. I'm in love with everything from shoulder down to shoulder up. Fuck your ex, that man a scrub. He showed you nothing more than lust. Gave yourself to penny pinching pussy niggas that ain't with us. I know that love is fake. Too many people around my way. I lost this time to fate. Sit back and count our days. There ain't much to say, and even less to say. If we could fall in place, not all heroes wear a cape. But you can be my lowest lane, taking trips to places where signals fade. And you can be my Novocaine, as long as you're the doses that I can take.
Never wrong to mention R. Kelly.
We've been falling into changes.
I'm gonna get taken off the air one day.
And if we run, who's gonna be around until we face it? And anytime we faded, I knew this would be a longer way.
Depends on the context, I guess. I love kissing in mouths like R. Kelly. Yeah, it doesn't work.
I mean, people have fetishes. What are we, fetish shaming now?
Don't kink shame me.
Kink shaming? That's not what we do around here.
We kink appreciate.
We kink appreciate. And we Michael appreciate. Michael, on the way. Look, these last two songs that I've heard from you, I think are steps in the right direction from the stuff that I used to hear. Like, I think you've dialed back on the ever-present double layer of high range, low range, and I think that that's helped like bring out a little bit of your personality in your verses. You have some interesting like alliterations, I think is the word, where you're like Novocaine, stuff like that. Like I'm paying more attention to the details and less attention to like the arrangement and the mix, and I think that goes in your favor. I feel like there's something that can be done mix wise to like give it a little bit more ambiance, like some reverb or something, like to kind of make your vocals a little bit wider, because you just feel just very narrow on top of the beat. But you know, all that aside, you know, you have rough in the title of the track, so I'm assuming this is just a rough draft. I want to hear like a fully mixed, polished version, or you know, put it in the hands of somebody like Cryptic Mitch and like really bring out all the elements of your style. But for a rough draft, I think this is dope. I give it an 8.5. I just think it's just missing some polish on it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of at the same place. I don't think, you know, for a rough draft, this is amazing. The only thing that's missing is kind of that shine that Dice was talking about. You know, I found myself kind of thinking the same thing as far as like, all right, these vocals are amazing. Like you crushed all these notes, especially that high part. I was like, damn, like I even think I was like, ooh, great. The only, there was times there where I was like, man, I wish there was just something else on top of those vocals too. So maybe it can be buffed out in like a really polished mix, or, you know, maybe adding some ad libs or some backing vocals, some harmonizing. You know, I think you can flesh this out a little bit more just to kind of color in the atmosphere around what is already a strong performance. So I think that would be my biggest suggestion there, but I'm a big fan of what you have so far. 9.
All right, next up, Casanova West Side. Here's a cipher he was a part of. I won't give the order in, but love feedback on my journey. I don't know that makes sense, Casanova, but I rock with you, so I'm not going to call out the frustration of reading that.
Look, I'll just, before we get into this, here's what it says. MV Mix Cypher 13, produced by this guy, the Real 905 Diss. So we really have to sit through a full like 6 or 7 dudes dissing somebody we don't know? Let's find out.
Let's find out as a family. Is this a video?
Whoa.
Oh, there's a video.
Nice to meet you. I'm the boss, the Don, to walk that nigga live. How ironic. I've been asleep, but somehow all these niggas tired. Jokes aside, it don't matter what the beat is. I'm a slide. Came a long way with this shit since I had fucked up Cypher 5. Major, why you let them suck ass rappers disrespect the vibe? Heard part 12 and got disgusted with them Disney ass little rhymes. Trying to bark about who the best one whole time. All you niggas fried. Move aside, it's how you step with bars that get you recognized.
Try who, try what, try me, bitch. I'm the one who be running on the beat, bitch. Piss poor, these bitch won't beat shit. Talk to a man, that was some weak shit. I can never let a broke nigga bone me. Synthetic, these hoes so phony. I ain't pass around, hoes can't hold me. But I set on my own like a trophy. I really ain't right in the head. Don't care if it's changing, run my bread. Really be seen, leave your nigga on red. He didn't even fuck, just gave me some head. But of these bitches, see, watch how I spread. BTA putting holes in my leg. Eating bitches, so I always stay fed. Beating bitches, so my hands a little red.
Best believe this girl get on her knees and she receive me different. Fuck it up, bitch, I'll become a dream and watch you lead the premise. We was missing. Crazy ghetto bitch think
that she stole, man, that shit weak tradition. I got everything I need, new set of keys, I don't see no witness. Woo! It's about to get windy, at one with the wind, I might blow in your city and drop me some fire like him mixed with Diddy. Bad boys, tabloids, picture this. A lot of you niggas don't know I exist, so I drop me some bots that nobody is missing. I come me some diamonds to look
They
like
say money talks, so a lot of y'all better be quiet when I walk in the room. Y'all got hidden agenda, snakes in the jungle, but I just cannot get in tune. I'm the lieutenant, come join the platoon. I've been a boss since I came out the womb. My money a pedophile, been married since I was a youngin', be bench off the broom. But so versatile, but I'm subtle, don't come at me sideways, no frontal. Out on the field, committing the shots, my youngers a buck like a Brock on a Russell. That last cipher was how you turn the art into a whole tussle. I sat back and I executed this discipline over muscle.
If you knew me from before, then you would know how far I came. Bitch, I got to where I am because I always do my thing. Got the album coming soon and that bit about to go insane. I had to spaz out on this cipher cause the last one was lame. Hey, I act a fool when I get in the stool. You ain't heard of G-Night, this your time to come and get in tune. I've been doing this shit for 10 plus and bitch, I'm still a truth. Better watch your ass, I had them killers come and get at you.
My name is Mike D, you have entered the danger zone. Spread the word, he got his nerve to have me on. Like a pot of Nate Bones, last cipher week, needed me vocabulary long like octopus arms, demolition mode. Big wood in my hand, Mary Jane Cologne. I live in the clouds, Casper the friendly ghost, CDLs, so you know I carry big, heavy loads. I got that volcano flow, tell them fire in the hole.
Hello, 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 hey, it's nice to meet ya. I am not the one to test, I might just be your teacher. Teaching manners squabble, I do this shit for fun. Picking what you lacking, are you toward my son? I'm a real OG, trapper, rapper from the streets. I'm cautious with the people I keep around me. I'm here with all my teammates, I'm about to let them loose. They standing at attention and they gonna salute.
Big boss, Rick Ross, hard cold Jack Frost. When I slide, they're like, oh my god, like Jim Ross. I'm a big dog, take some pussies on this track. I don't bark, I react. When I talk, it's all fast. No gimmicks in my raps, y'all rhyme about it, I live that. I let this bitch blow, if that's where it's gotta go. Get back, step back, I leave you pee on shell shock. This cipher, last cipher, y'all Oscar get dropped.
All right, I can start it off. Casanova did his thing. That was clearly the most polished verse there. It felt like a lot of the guys and the girls just weren't that experienced. Like, I just didn't think many of them were very good at rapping. You know what I mean? There was some that like just kind of used very basic like A B like day one kind of raps.
Bars.
The last guy was probably my least favorite out of all of it. Is just like this weird auto-tuney, like, I think overall, I'm trying not to hate here. I'm genuinely like, this is my objective first impression is like, it was kind of ironic because everyone was just like, all these people suck. Like last cipher sucked. It was lame. Like these people on the track fucking blow. I'm the only one that's good. But they're all real bad. You know, like, no, you are the problem. Casanova, like, solid energy, solid verse, kind of what we were expecting. I was trying to think if there's anybody else that stood out to me. Mike D had good, like, energy. Like, I liked his creativity and his presence. Yeah, but, like, the bars and, like, the flow was a little off. So it was like, kind of awkward for what it is, but it did stand out as like, oh, this guy's got some personality. And other than that, like the first guy, I think that started it, it was like, oh, okay, this is like a decent average cipher verse. And it just kind of went downhill from there, other than Casanova. So that's my first take. Cass, your verse, I'd give, like it's so short, right? Like maybe just do an entire song of yourself. And be like, no, everyone else is lame and sucks, you know, in your verse, and actually kick them off of it. Cass's verse 8, as a whole, this cipher a 3. Good visuals though, professionally produced.
Well, D-Bird isn't here to hate, but I am here to hate. I'm going to hate loud and proud because I don't know anybody on this cipher except for Cass. I'm here to hate. Look, Cass, I think you were, not even to be biased, I think you were the most polished and, like, personable on this. So I think yours stood out. And then you actually hit a streak of like what I thought were the good sections. Like the lady after you, she did really good. It just seemed her camera presence wasn't all together there. Like she just seemed like she was more of a I'm not a on-screen person. But her flow and her verse itself was dope. Questionable pedophile line.
Yeah.
But it worked. And then the white
Anytime
guy.
you have to say I'm like a pedophile, it's like no, you're not.
Yeah,
Maybe delete that line in general.
Questionable pedophile line, but overall did a good job. The white guy after, I mean, a little bit more simplistic, but I liked his energy. I liked how it felt like he knew what he was doing. He came there and he did what he set out to do.
I was gonna give him a shout out, and then his lyrics were just so basic, but he did probably the best. Like other delivery.
Yeah, so I think those three were probably like the best run in this. The Mike D guy that Bird mentioned, like I liked his charisma, but like the flow just didn't grasp me in. And then I would kind of circle back to the beginning, like with the first guy and the first chick after that. Maybe those two are kind of on the same bar. But then the last chick definitely was not my cup of tea. I don't know how she had
her first rap ever,
but she was an OG and she swept dirt on a body for some reason. Which, look, if I showed up to a cypher and they're like, "Hey, we're shooting this video. Can you lay on the floor while she sweeps dirt around you?" Be like, "Fuck no, hell no, not gonna be me. Can't pay me enough to do that." So I think she was my least favorite. But then the last guy came on and I was going to say almost like maybe he was so bad that you guys didn't want to be seen in the same room as him. But then there was like that short little clip where he was in the same room as y'all, but the rest of his footage was solo in the hallway. And I would have turned the video off at that point. It was at first. Yeah. It was anyway. But yeah, that was my thoughts on everybody as a whole. If I had to rate your verse, I would give it a 9, maybe a 9.5. I think it was solid. The cipher as a whole, quality visuals, maybe not enjoyable all throughout. There's some highs and some lows. I'd give it a 6. Ciphers are hard, man, because how do you tell somebody you're not better than other people on the track, right? Everybody's there to kind of get their little moment out, and it's just for the little moment of clout. But I don't know. I'm undecided on like the benefit and the value of ciphers. So I hope it does what y'all set out to do. Cool visuals, but not a lot of replay value. That's how I would phrase it. Like it's not like the BET cipher where like, well, shit, even that's getting bad lately. But it's not like when Slim Shady and all the guys did like their cipher, and it's like, oh shit, I want to go back and play that years later. These kind of things don't have those kind of replayability, that replay value, I would say. So, I approached them with cautious optimism. Could be good.
What did you give it?
I gave Cass's verse a 9. I gave everything else a 6. All right, next up. Merk. Juneteenth. Does Juneteenth come off differently if it's a song by a Caucasian person?
Yes. It's like, which side are you pro or against? Depends on what the song's about.
It's either I'm glad Juneteenth happens or I hate that day. Got rid of all my last slaves.
Yeah. Why don't we have a month dedicated to us? Says a certain type of person.
Juneteenth.
Can't get over every single artist was talking about how the rest of the artists were bad. It's like,
I got it here.
Yeah.
It's cool and it's chill. I'm not sure how song makeable. I'm gonna just make up a phrase there. I'm not sure how song makeable this is. It's more of like a listening production than it is a I'm gonna make a song on this type of production. But I like the easygoingness of it. Mix is cool. I don't have any like strong like I don't likes about this. I mean, it's a beat, but I just don't think that an artist would sound good on top of it is how I would close it out. But as a standalone production, I'd give it an 8. Just repetitive.
Yeah. I think as is, yes. I also think that like I really liked the drums. I just think that the main kind of music there is just a little too loud. I think if you turn that down, then you can have a song where it's easily music makeable. But because everything's kind of so loud as is, that's where it feels like just it has to be its own thing at this point. So I'd say just turn those layers down and then you have a decent beat. I thought it was chill, well put together, just a little loud. So I'll give that a 8.5.
All right, 2 more left. Hellboy don't give a fuck. Say the song.
Yo, no, he don't.
In Portuguese, but here's the English translation. This is called Morpheus Remix.
Portuguesa.
Wait, this isn't the guy who recorded the video and it's just like the microphone shuffles, was it?
I hope so.
Yeah.
ASMR raps.
It's no such thing. All right. Here's Rui Ribeiro.
Isso apenas estou aqui pra isto. Vens aqui em casa 5G falamos ponto. Eles não compram no estilo tipo cyberpunk. Não falas que somos amigos sem nunca compras no plug. Eu não compreendo, isto é muito corrompido. Saio de casa, king size, assento um míssil. Demônios na minha cabeça, gritar homicídio. Eu não posso fazer isso, foda-se o terrorismo. Venho para o mano tipo, quero mais. Meus atos nunca me apanham porque eu sou sagaz. Eu já tenho o meu lado, eu só quero paz. Traga bitch em casa, mano, sem maldade. Não sofri na minha wave, cairás. Faz a tua cena, mano, evoluirás. Não tentes me copiar ou ficas para trás. Eu sei que me adoram, são idolatrás. Tipo Morpheus, estou em outro nível. Overdose de pilhas vermelhas, o mundo é horrível. Eles dizem que eu sou foda, mano, isso é incrível. Sair merda desta boca, mano, é impossível. Isso apenas estou aqui para isto. Vens aqui em casa 5G.
Is that like a Nextel chirp?
Eles não compram no estilo tipo cyberpunk. Não falas que somos amigos sem nunca compras no plug. Eu não compreendo, isto é muito corrompido. Saio de casa, king size, assento um míssil. Demônios na minha cabeça, gritar homicídio. Eu não posso fazer isso, falta-se o terrorismo. Venho para o mano tipo, eu quero mais.
I've heard enough. I'm gonna say, God damn it. All due respect. Unless you are a little person, why is there a chipmunk effect on the entirety of the song? Like, unless that is your natural voice, I don't get it.
Dice, I think you forgot. Hellboy don't give a fuck.
Hellboy needs to start giving some because it's okay. First of all, your vocals are just kind of like in the background somewhere, so it's hard to hear what you're saying. And then on top of that, it's got like the chipmunk effect on it, so it's just like, is this comedy? I mean, I'm reading the lyrics and it doesn't seem comedic. I should stop talking before I say something offensive. I think that
you already said only little people can use that voice. So
I mean, I've worked with and I've known some little people. Sometimes they have like a higher tone, higher frequency, just because their vocal cords are different. So I mean, that's why.
Let us know in the chat, Hellboy. Are you a little person? Because then Dice will give you a pass. He'll give you the LP pass.
Yeah, I'll give it a little.
And he has some LP friends, so he can give the pass out.
Am I being like, I know I have a black friend. Yes. I have one black friend. I'm being that.
It's that.
All right, I'm sorry.
I've worked with some. That's even worse.
My bad. I'm just trying to like reconcile my thoughts here. The vocal effect is not working for me, and the vocals are too far in the background, so it needs to be more present. And if there are vocal effects or if that's just your voice, it's hard to determine that. And the flow, it just feels very like flatlined and stoic. There's no inflections, there's no variety there, so it's just a hard listen. I'd give this a 3.
Yeah, whatever effects you did on the vocals, that was my first thought too. Is like, oh man, I hate the way that this voice is landing because I felt like it was a choice. There's a possibility that that's just how their voice sounds, in which case I'm sorry. But also, like, yeah, if you slap that Alvin and the Chipmunk filter on, why? I just don't fucking get it. Like when Rogue did his like meme song, it kind of made sense because it's like happy tree friends. Everyone's like kind of joking around. But no, this wasn't the purpose for this, at least from my interpretation. I hated the vocals, and the beat was goofy as hell. And maybe because the beat was goofy and then the Alvin voice, yeah, you shouldn't have put the lyrics on there.
Here, let me translate some of the lyrics so that y'all understand why we're conflicted. Here's the second verse. I don't understand this world, it's corrupted. I leave the house king size and light the missile. Demons in my head screaming homicide. I can't do that. Fuck terrorism. But it's Alvin from Alvin and the Chipmunks singing, and I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, I call my bro like I want more. The ops never catch me because I'm clever. Don't bother my side. I just want peace. Got the bitch at home. Bro, I'm bold. Like, that's not a, like, goofy, you know.
Yeah, there's something serious going on here, but it doesn't sound serious.
Yeah, it just strange. I'd give it a 3.
All right. Well,
they don't understand my style. Kind of cyberpunk. You got us there. I don't know if I'd call it cyberpunk, but we don't understand.
Where did it say that?
That was like the first line, or yeah.
Yeah. I don't get it. My bad. I'm sorry. I admit my ignorance. I don't understand cyberpunk style.
Is that what that is? Cyberpunk? Let us know in the chat.
Let us know in the chat.
Did we just listen to a cyberpunk song and we just didn't understand that cyberpunks use Alvin and the Chipmunk filters?
This is the new version of Fat Beanie. It's just another genre of music that we don't get because we're old and stupid.
God, we're going to get so roasted by the cyberpunks.
The androids are going to never let us hear it down.
No.
All right. Hope Ministry Music. Thank you for hanging out with us pretty much the duration of the stream for 3 hours. Welcome to the server. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the community. I hope that you have enjoyed your stay, and I hope that the wait was worth it as we listen to your song called All Right featuring MC. Did I do that right? Did I undo the offensive things that I said about the LPs?
You still have some making up to do, but that's a good start.
Thank you.
Cool 6-minute song.
What a way to close out the show.
Yeah. Hope, helping other people endure. Hallelujah. All glory to God.
Drunk Robot, what do you mean? You submitted like 3-4 songs. Are you drunk?
It's all gonna be alright. It's all gonna be just fine.
Is this MC?
We gon' make it through this dark night. We gon' make it through this dark night.
Oh yeah, put it in the channel. I'll get it.
Who's singing here, Hope?
Change fake smiles just to make it through. They said you fell too far from grace, it made you think it's true. Struggle to mend every mistake, Lord knows you made a few. He defeated the grave and took your place. Jesus paid the dues, unaware what your purpose is. You believe it can't get worse than this. You keep on waiting for the hurt to end, wishing that he listened. Think you're distant from the sun again, so sick of feeling numb within, wondering if it's worth the risk. Feeling broke again, trying to cope with another hit. Low-key feeling so lonely cause all your brothers split. You be amazed what he creates for broken pieces. Only he can make you free, release them chains that you've been running with. Every burden will be lifted. You are chosen, you're forgiven. Just listen, there's no need for you to hide and run. He's so loving, I know that he wasn't bluffing when he said he'd leave the 99 behind so we could find the one. Hallelujah.
It's all gonna be alright. It's all gonna be just fine. We gon' make it through this dark night. We gon' make it through this dark night. It's all gonna be alright. It's all gonna be just fine. We gon' make it through them hard times. We gon' make it through them hard times.
So I've been praying cause they saying I'm supposed to get close to this God I can't see. So I'm antsy but hopeful. Say white as snow without blemish. I need a nose full, heard he passing out fruit. Tell the truth, I need a bowl full. If I'm honest, I ain't been honest. So I'm vocally reproachful, ain't transparent in my circle. I'm hard as stone, oval. Guess I think it's noble if I die in this woeful, wretched state of mind. That's why I'm boastful. But he's switching up my vocal, he crossing up my eyes. He submerged me in his goodness, he been knocking down the lies. He been sharpening my mind while he blotting out my crimes. Made me a fisher of men, I'm tossing out my line. My prayers is getting answered, I can see him now, he's clear. Refine me like a Blanchard, a shepherd with his shears. And I'm his souvenir, ambassador in air. Private stock, chosen flock. When he whisper in my ear, he be telling me
it's all gonna be alright. It's all gonna be just fine. We gon' make it through this dark night. We gon' make it through this dark night. It's all gonna be alright. It's all gonna be just fine. We gon' make it through them hard times. We gon' make it through them hard times.
I've been in your position, feeling distant like you're drowning in static. I was consumed by my addiction, try my hardest to mask it. Hostile and hollow with the heart of a savage. Once I died to my flesh, put it to death, and I stepped out of the casket. Took a breath and felt refreshed and never thought it could happen. Now I'm preaching in these trenches with no interest in status. Thankful to Jesus, hallelujah. I'm finally past it. He poured the gas so that the match we watched it burn in the ashes. There's no reason to fret, except for present through this season of stress. This peace extended from the east to the west. Me and MC can attest that he redeems us when we're weak in the flesh. Fall upon your knees if you're in need of some rest. He paid the price, they took us life, and now we're freed of the debt. There's a purpose to the pain if you ain't see it yet. If you repent and let him in, he'll help you clean up the mess. No need to worry, he gon' put them dirty demons to death for real.
It's all gonna be alright.
Pretty sure the outro is going to be the hook and maybe some stuff at the end, but I think we know.
I get it. I do want to just click around to see, like, did you just repeat the hook?
It's all gonna be
okay, and a long beat outro. Got it.
Yeah. Here's my input. First, everybody sounds very polished and clean, like they know what they're doing. So kudos to all of you. The singer sounds so well mixed. I could hear people also questioning if that's AI, but I think good singer, dope. KC on the hook. Here's the struggle with this song. Everybody did a good job, but it's just the hook is so long that it makes this just drag out forever. So structure-wise, what I would recommend is put the hook as the intro and the outro and just have the verses back to back to back, because then you kind of condense the format a little bit and I don't have to sit through the hook between every single verse, which it's not that it's a bad hook. It just changes the pace of everything so much because the beat shifts a little bit. You know, you take the drums out and it's just pianos playing. Like, it just kind of like resets the mood after every single verse and it makes the track drag on forever. So structure-wise, I'd be curious to see how it sounded with the verses like one after the other rather than broken up with the hook, because it would shorten up the time frame, but it would also get to the content a little bit faster. The only other thing that I would say I don't know. I think really that's the main thing. It's just like the structure of it makes it feel a lot longer than I feel like it needs to be. Something needs to happen to condense it. I don't want to say, shorten out the hook, but you definitely need to rearrange it a little bit better because I think that's the struggle. Oh yeah, the other thing I was going to say, kind of blending into that, in today's music world, 3 verses are ancient and 2 verses are king. So, if you're going to have a first and a third verse and then another guy on the second verse, maybe consider eliminating one of your verses for the stronger verse and then just having the 2 verses in the middle because, these days and age, it's hard to find a song where people actually execute 3 verses. Not saying that your verses are bad, but just from a listening standpoint, keeping everybody's attention, it's a struggle. Now, this might work in an actual church setting, right? If you're playing this in a church setting and it's like the closing for ceremonies or service or whatever, cool. 6-minute song would probably work. But as a standalone audio, I would like take some shortcuts here, cut some pieces out, move some things around and kind of get the timing a little bit condensed. But as a piece, I give it a 9. My only gripes being like the length.
Yeah, I'll just start out by saying like I'm not normally a huge fan of like gospel like Christian
Heathen
rap. Just hear me out. Walk with me on this journey, all right? Just like Jesus with the cross over his shoulder, walk with me on this journey, Dice. I'll just say that a lot of times when you have religious music, especially religious rap, the writing just isn't that strong. You know what I mean? It's very basic, very like, I kneel down to pray every single day. And you're like, okay, that's just not very good or creative. This was the opposite of that. Yeah. So I got to give huge kudos to Hope Ministry for like actually having a pen and having the delivery, the confidence, like you're a complete rapper. You know what I mean? So the fact that you choose to do it in this way, I respect it. That like you're, writing about what you know and care about, but you have the skills to back it up. So that's just a huge shout out to you and your friend. I thought MC did a really good job as well. So there is a way to do religious music and have creative writing along with it. So shout out to both you guys. The hook, probably the hugest, like biggest selling point of this total project. Like that hook is insane. Great singer. To Dice's point, it seems like it's at least 1,000 years from start to finish when it comes in 4 times and the beat drops out and the piano is the only thing happening. So it absolutely needs some restructuring. And I think he nailed it. That was going to be my suggestion of like 2 verses, 3 hooks, not 3 verses and 4 hooks. That's just too many. So whether you cut out your boy or you cut out your least favorite of your 2 verses, I think it can only be 2 verses and have that chorus beginning, middle, end, done. Mine's a 9 just for length as well, but I'm very impressed with what I saw so far.
Yeah, and on that subject of like gospel rappers that have more general appeal, the only other person that I've heard, I'm not sure if you've heard of him, but there's no, not Lecrae, somebody lesser known. This girl that I came across a few years ago when we first started doing streaming, Kid Lee, Kiddlee. She's pretty good. I didn't even realize she was a gospel rapper until like I started reading up about her, but you kind of remind me of her where like the music doesn't necessarily equate to this is, gospel music, but you deliver your message in a way that's eloquent and more interesting and complex than just basic, like Bird said, I kneeled and pray each and every day type stuff. So shout out to you guys.
Yeah, at the end of the day, music is music and good music is good music, regardless of whatever the, topic is. So you got to be an artist to be able to deliver good music. That's all I'm saying.
Word.
Feels
All right.
like kind of a cheat code sometimes. They're like, well, because it's religious, I have this built-in fan base, so I don't really have to try that hard on making good music.
Satan. All right. Shout out Drunk Robot. Sorry, missed the
Lunch waits, he says.
Yeah, lunch waits. We have to
My
wait
bad.
for lunch because of Drunk Robot. Sorry, missed it in the chat. But that's why we say put it in the channel, because sometimes the chat gets pretty busy, so things scroll by. But here's the redemption for his subscription. This is called I'm a Rip It with ones instead of eyes. Clever.
Rip it. Panty Reaper. Okay.
Oh boy.
Love this. Oh, great.
I went to the store. I got me a Coke. It's fucking like
I love this beat already, and I'm so nervous that he's like, warning, this is just for fun. Okay.
Yeah. I'ma rip it, flip it, and I dip it in the sauce. What's the lost boss? Smacking.com. My sleeve got caught, so you sneeze and you cough, and you know that I rock by the squeeze of my balls. I'ma kill it, I'm on a higher level. Smoking with the best, on God with the medals. My shit's homegrown on the pot with the kettle. Your shit's all old like the style that you pedal. Okay, well, I'm kinda old myself. Trying something new like a book up off the shelf. I took up off the swell, rolling like a Dell. My shit's so fire like a cooking up in hell. You need to chill a little bit. You fucking suck a dick while you frontin' like a bitch. Kinda makes sense if you think about it quick. A bitch suck dick like a bitch suck dick. I'm done fucking playing, I'm stepping like a man.
Should we be playing this after Hope's song?
Seems like there's some differences between these two songs. I mean, some people, you know, their ministry is, you know, reaching out and helping other people endure. Others are talking about bitches farting. That's the way that they connect.
Drunk Robot, you need to go to Hope Ministries Church.
No handouts, still rocking like the band. I built this shit first, I credit all my haters. Thanks for the ammos, I'ma slam it like a gators. I studied my craft, I learned from the greatest. They told me drop the pen off the dome with the vapors. And now I'm fucking faded, but I'm flowing like I'm graded. No propane, but I'm gas, I'm inflated. Mofo, do flow, yo, flow, so. I go hydro, blow, yo, cocoa. I'm so hot, don't know where I go. Bring your fucking back like Flacco in the prime show. Raps or a dime show, make you fucking die slow. Amazon time, quick wit with the prime bro. Go high, go low, mojo, jojo. Take your eyes and mine like Donzo. Weird like Gonzo, you should get gone, bro. Tired of the fakes, the slang like dead weight. And I'm mired in the lakes of fakes and dead takes. And I'm fire like a blaze that lasts like 10 days. So crack to the block like the CIA. My DNA is RPG. Running this shit like an army jeep. Another fucking verse, I don't fucking know. Thought I dropped him in the first. Leave him in the hearse, riding shoddy with the curse. To bury my foes, decompose them in the earth. Disperse with the hurt, I'm just playing, I'm alright. Except for the holes in my brains filled with flies. My soul is a hole where my mind sits inside. Driving this mech through the holes in my eyes. This whole fucking ride's kinda depressing. Flying up high where this world is melting. The rich never stop while the poor keep flunking. Whores on top, kick them down like punting. To bury that proof with the debt that they own. They live in the booth with the seed that they sown. Machine in the sky, you can't read the code. Eternal design is the bleed and moan. And another routine, heavy beat and load. Walk between what freedom is showed.
Does anything else come in?
DJ effects. You don't want to listen to that? The scratches.
My first thing is like maybe a general comment, which I've seen from a lot of folks who like, I like the rapping part of rap. I don't like the song making part of rap. And they just kind of like, I know I need something to break up the raps. What is it? What if it's just like a small sample in the background that, you know, I just let do that thing? Did it work? Is that it? Is that all I need to do? No. It's just now you have just this blank space in the middle and at the end, and you're like, oh, fuck, I wish you did something with it. Even though there's like, it sounded like an LL Cool J thing way in the back. Either bring that forward so it's like, okay, now, you know, here's the hook, is this sample, or do it yourself. You gotta have something to fill space there.
This is just for fun. Calm down.
Okay, I digress. let me calm down. Overall, like, I think it's a fun track. I love the beat. I think some of the lines in there were pretty creative. I think that, you know, the just for fun aspect manifests itself in the filler. There's a lot of filler in there, specifically around the swear words, right? I think you're just trying to fill space. You're trying to get as many syllables as you need. And it comes off a little bit as lazy writing, just in that there's so many fuckings all throughout the fucking song. And I could have said that in 1,000 different ways, but to fucking prove my fucking point, it sounds a little fucking overkill when you're fucking saying it all the time, doesn't it? You fucking fuck. So I love the word fuck. I use it all the time. Just be creative. Creative writing. I'm at a 7. I think this is a pretty fun song. These are my small gripes.
Robot, you just said a whole lot of nothing for several minutes. But the differences between your whole lot of nothing and some of the other whole lot of nothings that we said is you do a good job at it. Like you really know how to construct not only the lines, but deliver them in a personable fashion. And I think that's what sets your, I'm just going to say a whole lot of mumbo jumbo and rap words because they rhyme, stands out from like other people that we've heard where it's just like word vomit. And I'm like, get to the point already. At least you have some personality. So I give you kudos on that. Is like your personality, it comes out in the way that you deliver things, and it makes it more listenable than me just sitting here being like, okay, how many times can he rhyme, you know, abacus with, you know, another word? You know, it's like, how many times can you circle things together in these inner looped rhymes? So I think your personality stands out, and it does you favors in making me actually wait and see what you say, as opposed to me being worn out from all the lyrical mumbo jumbo. So even for a fun song, aside from the absence of a hook, it was listenable. But like Bird said, I mean, it's full of filler, and sometimes you just say things just to say them, and it doesn't really mean anything. But knowing the context behind it, you know, that makes sense. I guess an 8. I don't know. It's not bad. Like the vocals are loud, I guess. Turn the vocals down. If I had to get some feedback on something else, turn the vocals down. It's an 8. A confused 8, because I would never listen to this shit again.
Mojo Jojo.
I mean, I'm fucking watching like Dexter's Lab and the Powerpuff Girls last night. I know it makes sense to me, but it's just bullshit. Anyway, all right. Shout out to Drunk Robot. Shout out to Hope Ministry. Shout out Ray Stan. Shout out JCC, Waterboy, all these other people who hung out with us today. Casanova and his band of oddly grouped cypher people in Chicago. Appreciate everybody who swang through for the show today. We will be back on Wednesday for the subscriber show, and then tune in next Sunday where we do this again and listen to everything. So if you got songs you want us to listen to, drop them in the Sunday queue, and we'll listen to them, and we will tell you what we think after first listen, and keep it moving. Anything else?
That's it.
Stay safe out there in spring break. If you planned a trip to Mexico last year because you're like, oh, it's cheap and it's close, stay away from the cartel.
I mean, I guess I should also mention that if you guys aren't watching this season of Survivor, you probably should. Every Wednesday, season 50 of Survivor airs, and later tonight, 8 p.m. Pacific, myself and the other smiley Caucasian that you don't see too often, DJB, we're going to dissect episode 2 of Survivor. So tune in if you want, but we enjoy talking to each other about Survivor. That shit'll be out there as well.
A reminder, all artists and producers, we're going to have a tag team tournament end of this month after spring break. So producers, find your artists. Artists, beg and plead the producers not to work with that other person, maybe even monetarily bribe them.
D-Bird and who?
All right, guys, we're getting out of here. We're going to eat lunch. And, oh, yeah, move your clocks forward, backward. When is this fucking time changed? I hate that shit. So
I
stupid.
have a cell phone and a computer for a clock, so it just does it.
I mean, yeah, the phone does, but then I'm walking around the house and I got like the big clock in the living room and I'm like, why does it say 8:30 and I'm up? I should go back to sleep. But my phone's like, no, bitch, get up. You got the review show. All right, we're getting out of here.